going, Aaron? Welcome.
Oh, not too shabby. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
You might regret this. Nice.
No. We had been streaming together in the past on other folks' channels, and so having you on my stream it's going to be like a highlight, I think, because we got to
Oh,
meet
well,
each
thank you.
other at PAX, and you are a very kind, nice person. And so I thought, I want some more kind and nice people on my stream. So here you are.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations, you have made the cut.
It's a select group. I yeah, I did enjoy us hanging out. We were at PAX. Um, some shenanigans, not anything we did, but just other people. But there was some
Yeah.
food, there was some fun, and yeah, and
Yeah.
games. I
And you
like
got
those.
to teach a couple games to me, which was really cool.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
good
we,
times.
it was some very good times. And let's say hi to people in the chat. So we've got Tan is lurking right now. Thanks, Tan, for stopping by and saying hello. Panda Angel's in the chat. We've also got Panic Games. Anyone else that's lurking and working, welcome in. For those folks that don't know about Aaron and with Game Enthuse, Aaron, do you want to take a couple minutes and kind of explain what Game Enthuse is and what you do in the games industry?
Game Enthuse is a small website and YouTube channel. Started off doing video game stuff and then transitioned over into still video game stuff, but a lot more board game stuff. So now I do a lot more uh, Kickstarter previews. I just put two up this week. Tate Wu's relaunch of Boba Mahjong and Blazon from 20th Century Games. So I do reviews, previews, we play a lot of games, podcasts. I've been doing a podcast for a very long time. And now Amanda knows my last name, so she knows my whole government name. All right.
Uh-oh.
I better look out.
So yeah, so you've been doing that as like a collective. There's like a group of you, right, that do the reviews and the podcast and things.
The podcast, yes.
Okay. Okay.
um, my buddies, they still are. They play board games, but they're not enthusiasts. They own
Okay.
them, they'll play them, they'll take recommendations, but they're still more kind of focused on the video game stuff, which is fine. I just
Okay.
find that as I play a lot more board games, I play a lot less video games, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I enjoy both, and I don't see why that should be a problem.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, games are for everyone essentially, so whatever platform you get to play them on, I think is fun. As long as you're having fun doing it, I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
so, yeah. And folks, let us know in the chat how audio is sounding. I'm not doing any background music today because this is Aaron's first time playing this game of Dinosaur Island Rawr Write. So I'm going to be doing a teach not only to Aaron but to all of you all in the chat that aren't familiar with it. So I thought having some background music might be a little bit distracting if we're trying to like concentrate and learn the rules and the gameplay and stuff. So, and hello to Prop Tart, my bestie. Uh, I got to meet her also at PAX. So hello, hello. Panda says Aaron is a little echoey, but it is
Echoey.
okay. Probably
Okay.
just because of just proximity of where you are in your game room, Aaron. I don't think it's anything that can be adjusted on our end. But
These low burning walls are coming down. All right,
yeah.
let's go.
Hold on, friends. He's gonna get some foam. He's just gonna like throw
Staple
up
it.
some foam in the back.
If it gets really bad, please, man, let me know. I don't know. I'll wiggle a wire or something.
Yeah. But Panda says she loves your background though, so
Oh, thank you.
yeah. There we go. Uh yeah. No, Panda's just being Panda. Panda's just gonna be a panda today. So all right, friends. How many of you have actually played Dinosaur Island the Rawr Write? This is going to be my second playthrough of it. I just picked it up at PAX after playing it online. I got to do a digital demo with Panda, and I enjoyed it. And so I thought I'd grab it and do for myself. And so, yeah. When am I not a panda? That's true. And thank you for the hydrate. Prop Tart has not played this. So this will be a new adventure for us all. And don't worry, friends, we are still doing our tournament for Can't Stop Express. That is going to be happening in the latter half of the stream. I have convinced Aaron to stick around for that. So we are going to be starting our January tournament, friends, of Can't Stop Express. For those that aren't familiar, every Wednesday we play a game together. This last few months have been Can't Stop Express, and whoever has the highest score at the end of the game will, at the end of the month, not just the game, but at the end of the month, will receive a bag of swag from me and the CCG crew. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that into the chat so you all can get a tournament sheet if you want to play along at the latter half of the game, at the latter half of the day. But if not, you're just gonna lurk and pop off later, then cool. We are appreciating you being here right now. Tan says, Panda Shark, whenever the shark side is taking over, that's when you're not a panda. Awesome. So, Aaron, how has your holidays been? I know it's been a few weeks since we saw each other at PAX. Did you have a good holiday? Did you get some games to the table? How are things going?
I did have a good holiday. I got some things. And of course, I don't know, when I'm projecting, I wanted a lot more to come to the table, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah. What were some of your highlights that you
Pretty
enjoyed
satisfied
playing?
with what I got to the table. 10, I got that to the table. Paperback, had not played that one. Played that with my mom, my dad, and my middle child. Buried Treasure, enjoyed that. And I think I gotta remember more. I don't know. There's other stuff too. It's just not coming to me. I guess I played a lot more than I thought.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I got to do a few games with some family over the holiday. They liked doing the drawing game Monstrosity from Eric Slauson. And yeah, Eric is a wonderful game designer. He also did Tattoo Stories. But we love doing the drawing of the monsters and everything. That was a good time. And another dino-themed game we played, Draftosaurus, and we recently acquired the Marina and Aerial Show expansion packs, which have different dinosaurs that you can add to the base game. Have you played Draftosaurus, Aaron?
I have not played Draftosaurus.
Okay. It is fun. It is it's simple, easy to teach, but right now it's been a while since we've actually gotten it to the table, except playing it with family, because you're actually physically grabbing the dinos and like handing them to the player on your left. So sometimes it's not, friendly if you're playing it. Friendly, it's still a friendly game, but it's not like, it's kind of awkward if you're playing it with complete strangers. So
a little bit, yeah. Especially, things become a little moist. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah. What is this?
Yeah. The Panda brings up a good point, though. It's on BGA, so if you want to play it with other folks that aren't your family, other friends and family, then you can play it on BGA. So, yeah, it's a fun little game. But, all right, we are going to do this Dinosaur Island Rawr Write. I wish I had a better transition, but I don't right now, because there's just a lot going on in this game, friends. But it's okay, because Aaron has not played it since, I don't know, did you get to play it at PAX at all, Aaron?
No, I actually did play this a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like early on, like
okay.
On BTS or BJ or one. No, maybe it's Tabletopia. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I did, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we are going to get to the table. And so how we're going to do this, friends, is similar in how I've done other games with guests. I have my table view with the layout of the game and all its components. And then during Aaron's turn, I'll switch over by the power of the interwebs. We will see his table view and how he's going to do in taking his turns and stuff like that. So let's get down to my table and we'll do a teach and going through a 2-player scenario of Dinosaur Island, the Roar and Write. Cue the theme music in your mind, people. And hello, Phantom Meeple. Welcome in, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so friends, in Dinosaur Island Rawr Write, what is going to happen is we are going to be building out our dino park by drawing different things in our park based upon what we draft and what we recruit. We are going to go through 3 full phases, and they end up going through 2 drafting phases of dice and then 1 dino tour. That is what makes up a phase. So we're going to have 2 drafting of dice and then a dino tour, and that completes a phase. So we're going to do that 3 times. Exactly. Cue the Jurassic Park theme music. So what's going to happen? Exactly right. Yeah, we can only sing so much though, Aaron, because the DMCA peeps are going to come in.
They just come in and you just gotta see it.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Okay, that's it. So we are going to be doing our drive dice drafting, and then we're going to be drawing some stuff into our parks and doing a lot of other things. You can see our player sheets got a lot of symbology on it, but honestly, don't let that fool you, friends. It is pretty straightforward. If you are familiar with Dinosaur Island, any of the games, or even Dinosaur World, some of the symbology is similar as you're going through the game. So bear with me, friends. It's not as overwhelming as it looks. It's very colorful. Dinosaur Island has been known for its colorful boxes and pieces and things. So it is going to be A-okay. What's going to happen is we are going to have our dice bag, and we are going to be pulling out 2 dice per player plus 1 additional one that we are going to be sharing. There are 10 dice in the bag. I'm going to be drawing out 5, rolling them, and then drafting is going to happen in a snake draft. So for those that aren't familiar with snake drafting, if I was the first player, I would choose first. Aaron would choose the second and third die, and then I would choose a 4th one, and then whatever is left over is what we would both take into our supply. And hello, Herbs Gambit. Welcome in. And D-Walls, if I didn't say hi, and Panic, if I didn't say hi, hello to you all. Thanks for coming in today. So we are going to have those drafting phases. With the drafting of the dice, there are different symbols that you can get. So I'll just pull out one for just an example. This one here has the option of either getting a coin, or you can get an advanced DNA, which is the orange DNA. And then you have the different threat levels. The threat levels only apply, friends, to whatever is left over on the remaining die that we both have to take. So any die that we recruit just individually for ourselves, we don't have to take the threat. We only have to take the threat if it's the 5th last remaining die that we both would have to take.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about that again, but yes.
Yes, yep. Does that make sense though, Aaron?
When the context is surrounding it, I think it'll make more sense, but yep. I got you.
Okay. And so the threat is the actual red dots here that are on the die face itself. Some of them have 2, and some just have 1. So
the most is 3, right?
The most is 3, yes. So like this one here, this face has 3 dots on it. That's, yeah, really, really harsh threat. So when you draft a die from the central, from the initial roll, you will take the resource that is printed on it. So in this case, if I drafted this one, I would get 1 blue resource, and I would mark it here as a circle on your player sheet. Now, circles and crossing off and dots are important more so than other roll and writes, because they tell you whether or not you have acquired those resources and whether or not you have utilized those resources. So on your DNA, when you start off, you will circle a resource that you've gained from that DNA. So if I gained a yellow resource, I would circle into the box. And then when I want to use it to either create a dino, then I would cross them off on that row. So it's important to note, once I have acquired something, I circle it. Once I want to use it to building a dino, then I cross it off. At the beginning of the game, we each start off with a certain number of DNA. So we are going to have our 2 player sheets here. In our storage area, we each get 1 of the 3 basic. So Aaron, on your player sheet, you're going to circle the first box in the top 3 DNA. So you're going to get 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 blue. We each start off with that. And hey, Time Roller, whoops to you, my friend. So that's our starting circle, starting circles that we get for DNA. As you can see too, as we're going along the DNA track, Aaron, there are a number of spots that you can see there's like a maximum number. That does not mean your storage is maxed out per se. It just means that if you cross over getting more than 15 of a certain type of DNA into your storage and you have more to use, you will actually gain a coin instead. So you will have that coin to use for your extra DNA. I have not reached that threshold yet, but it could happen.
I was going to ask you if that was how often you saw that. Okay.
I have not, but it probably in a multiplayer game that might come up more often. But in my one single play that I did with the 2-player game, I did not have that. So yes, that's true. Herb says the primary colors are for the basic DNA and the secondary colors are advanced DNA. So yeah, you can see the yellow, red, and blue for basic, and then teal, purple, and orange or green, I guess you could say, green, purple, and orange for the advanced DNA.
You were right the first time. It is teal, actually.
Okay, good. We'll call it teal. Awesome. So once we go through and draft all of our dice and grab our resources, we have a second action that we're going to do with these dice, which is going into this market area. And for those that are familiar with Dinosaur Island, this is where you can make your dinosaurs, build up your security, exchange basic DNA for advanced DNA, so on and so forth. So what's going to happen then is you will take one of your die that you have recruited and you will place it onto one of these 5 spaces to take that action. We've got up top here, the first one is to make dinosaurs. You can make up to 4 dinosaurs once you place it. So it's kind of like a dice worker placement section here. It does not matter what the face is on that die. It's just used as a worker instead of your little scientist that you would have in Dinosaur Island. This is going to be utilized as like a worker itself. So there we go. So this one says you can make up to 4 dinosaurs. This one, the second one, is you can either gain 2 coins or 2 security. This one is exchange 2 basic or get 2 basic DNA or 1 advanced DNA. This one is you gain twice the die face and everyone else gains 1. But it cannot be used for attractions. So let's say on this one, this die does matter on just this section here. If I was to place this here, I would gain 2 orange DNA, and Aaron would gain 1. Same thing could happen with the coins. If I did a coin here, I would gain 2 coins, Aaron would gain 1. So this one does matter for the die face, but everyone else, it does not matter unless you are looking at threat. Threat, and let me just go backtrack. This last one here is you can either build 3 roads or build an attraction. And I will go through what those are in just a second. If, let's say that I had one of my dice here and Aaron really wanted to go there. He wants to build up his security or something.
I really do.
He still can do that, friends. He will just stack his die on top, and by doing so, he could do that action. However, he will take the threat of the die that is covering up. So if Aaron really wanted to go to this space, he could take it, but he would gain 2 threat on there. And hey to EC. EC saying hello to you, Aaron.
Hey. Collected Camel.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Happy
New Year indeed. So, and then so that could happen multiple times, Aaron. So we can like stack on each other's dice, but we would just take the threat from the one that we cover. If it is more than 2 dice in the stack, we would just take whatever is visible on the very top. So that really only applies, I would see that applying in a multiple player game. But if it happened that we are all trying to fight for that one location, we would just be accumulating that threat. So now let's go into like threat and security, because like I was saying before, marking things onto your paper can be kind of a difficult thing. When you acquire threat of any kind, that means you have any of these red dots that get from either the final die that we draft as a group, or if we get it by building out dinosaurs, because some of the types of dinosaurs actually acquire threat. What's going to happen is you're going to mark it onto your threat tracker, which is here on the left-hand side of your player sheet. When you acquire threat, you're actually going to put a dot in the middle of the square to indicate a threat has been acquired. Once you have a security for it, so let's say one of us went here and we gained 2 security, we would circle 2 squares, regardless of if they have threat inside them or not. So I'm going to use this because I think it's quite clever. When my husband and I were playing this, we said when we gained threat, we gained donut holes. And when we had security, we gained the full donut. So we're looking for those full donuts and not the donut holes, friends. So I'm going to have this here. When I gain threat, I'm going to put center dots into my little tracker or my donut hole. But when I have full security around it, I'm going to have a completed donut. So I'm going to like circle the whole thing. It'll make sense as I'm like writing it out. But I thought it was just kind of clever how we were like we had like food analogies in our mind like as we were playing it.
It works.
Yeah, that's very true, EC. There are a lot of similarities in symbology and things from between Dinosaur Island and this one here. That totally makes sense. So, all right. So that's the threat and everything in that sense. Now let's go ahead and explain kind of the roads and coins and stuff like that, because there are no tokens here in the game for accumulating coins. That is because you have to either use the coins right away for something, or you will store them into your little storage bank. You have down here below your DNA track, you have a track of 5 spaces for coins and 5 spaces for roads. Those are your storage area. If you accumulate a coin or a road and you don't want to use it right away, you will store it here into your little storage areas. However, once you use it to either purchase something or use it to build a road, you will cross it off from your storage and you do not get that storage space back. Okay? So it's either you use it right away or you keep it in your storage, but if you don't have any more storage spaces, you're kind of out of luck and you would have to use it right away. And hello to Gus in the chat. Coins. Coins can be used for things like our building cards here, for our specialists here, or some of our general specialists that we have here. So let me go through those steps just real quick. Building cards. We have these 3 building cards that are randomized for each game. I actually have this set up here, friends, based upon what the rule book shows, just so you all can kind of see what it is, how to play this first game. There are more advanced specialists and buildings, but just for right now, I thought it would be easier to set it up visually that way so you can see how the gameplay is. Now, with our buildings and our specialists, each of them have a certain cost for them. You will see on our basic specialists, they cost 3 coins. Each of our specialists here has a certain number that they need to acquire, as well as the building cards. So what I'm going to have you do, Aaron, and I'm going to do this on my player sheet too, is we are going to look at each of these 3 and cross off the unnecessary coin spaces for those buildings and for those specialists. So in this example, the building card A, the deluxe break room, costs 6 coins. Now on our player sheets here under the blue building space, you will see for letter A, there are 10 coins available. That does not mean the building is 10 coins. It's just a printing thing to kind of help, but each building has a different cost. So since this building only costs 6 coins, I'm going to scratch off the last 4 to remind myself that this building only costs 6 coins to construct. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And so we're going to do that for the next 2. So in building B, it is also 6 coins for the Carnivore Coliseum. So we will scratch off the 4 on building B. And then the Welcome Center for building C costs 8 coins. So we are going to scratch off the 2 last ones there.
And I take it we'll be doing the same thing underneath the beaker on the other.
Correct. Yep, for the specialists. So the first specialist, the mascot for A, is worth 3 coins. So we're going to scratch off the last 2 there. B, the specialist B, the jack of all trades, costs 4 coins. So scratching off the final one. And then a specialist C, the small carnivore trainer, is also 4 coins. So there we go. They tell you this to do this on every new game that you have set up, just because these cards could be of differing values. So it just kind of helps you get that in line so you don't get confused.
And having done this, I effectively won the game already.
Right.
Okay,
Well, have you named your park yet? Because if you've named your park yet, then you absolutely have won.
Oh, well, yeah, it's called Aaron's Park. It's very unique and original.
Oh, okay. It's very unique in that you have no idea what to expect.
That.
Okay, so going through our specialists and all those kind of things. Once you acquire, like I said, when you acquire coins, you can take those coins to cross off a certain number of coins either on a specialist or on a building or put it into your storage area. The roads are the same way in that you could draw a road somewhere onto your dino grid or save it as a road to be used later on. A road is a one square that must go from one side of the square to another side of the square, meaning it can only go in an orthogonal orientation. So it can go from east to west, north to south, or you can make it as a curve. So it could go from north to east, south to west, that kind of thing. So it could go, I will just show you all here. So it can go a straight like this for like a straight road, or it can do a curve from one side of the square to another side of the square. Okay. Yeah, see, Herbs wants to attend your park, Aaron. Sounds like a chill place.
Thank you, Herbs. I'm glad you said their name first, because I wasn't sure if it was Herbs or her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Herb's Gambit. Yep. All right. So that's how you would draw a road. So on this instance, if you decided to build three roads, you can do that, but they could be in any spot that is an empty square on your park. So they don't have to be consecutive. You don't have to do three connecting roads all together. You can have them be 3 random places onto your grid. However, they must be in an empty box, an empty square, in order for them to be utilized. One thing to also keep in mind, buildings, dinosaur pens cannot be touching one another, neither in orthogonal orientation or in diagonal orientation, meaning their corners cannot touch one another, and they cannot be next to each other in a row or in a column. However, you can draw a building next to an exit, Aaron, and the exits are what are in the stars on the outside border of your park. So you can draw a building right adjacent to an exit, but if you wanted to draw another building next to it, it must be at least one space away from where it is. And to connect buildings together for your dinosaur tour, which is a part of this game, you must have at least one road connecting between the 2 buildings. So if let's say I had a merch one here. It's got some buffering issues. Some people say it looks like the stream is okay. 720p. Yeah, sorry, EC. If it's buffering on the mobile, that might just be your mobile device doing it. So yeah, apologies for that. It looks okay. All right, so I will continue on. Dinosaurs, also, when you draw a dinosaur, you're not actually drawing the dinosaur itself, Aaron. You're drawing the pen that is included in it. So that contains it, I should say. So over here on the bottom for our herbivores, the herbivores are a 2x2 square pen. Okay? So you will draw a 2x2 square pen and then write the letter of the dinosaur that contains it. And then you will see on the left-hand side of each of the names, there are 4 empty circles. That means each of those pens can hold up to 4 of that type of dinosaur. So you can build 4 of that same type of dinosaur, but they would all be included in that one single pen when you draw it here on your grid.
Got it.
Okay.
And then once you've done that, the little green triangle allows you to move on the dino tour.
Yes, that is your excitement track. That is your excitement track. And then you will also accumulate threat if you're drawing a small carnivore or a large carnivore. So yeah. So one thing I did forget as I was drawing out things, I got so excited, I'm like building multiple dinosaurs, but I don't have to build multiple pens if I already have at least one pen of that type into your park. So
You can mix Velociraptor with a Pterodon, or they have to go on their own 3x3, or can you?
yes, they would have to go in their own 3x3. Yes.
Okay.
So each pen has only one type of dino in it. Yeah, sorry if that wasn't clear.
It probably was. It's just me.
So no, but I thank you for clarifying that and asking that question. And so yes, so then when you're drawing your park, your dino pens, it would be one type. So a 4x4 would be for one T-Rex, a 4x4 would be for the Megalosaurus, and then a 4x4 would be for the Spinosaurus. That way. So again, I will mention you can have them adjacent to an exit, but if they're going to be next to another attraction, another dino pen, another store, food shop, or something like that, they must be at least one space away and connected by a road. Roads are important because you need to go through your dino tour. And the dino tour has excitement and stuff that we are going to talk about right now. So when we go through the third phase of one of these completed rounds, we're going to go through our dino tour. And our dino tour has these 5 steps on this board that we're going to go through. Step 1 is our attractions. So in our attractions, if we have constructed any of these 3 attraction types, the merch, the ride, or the food, we will gain that bonus based upon what is shown here on our little track. So when I gain a merch store, I will cross off the first circle here to indicate that I have built a merch shop. And on my dino tour, I will grab 1 dice out of the bag and roll it and acquire any resource that gets visible from that die. Just for me. And that happens for as many merch stores as I have built. The ride, you get 1 excitement for however many rides that you have in your park. And the rides go down, the excitement, goes down here on your excitement track.
Exciting.
Food gives you 1 coin for every one that you have extracted. And again, the same thing applies with the coins. You have to spend them right away or keep them into your storage.
And the only way you can build the merch, the ride, the food, is putting your die in the last space on the blue board, correct?
No. So you could either do that there, or it could come up as a choice on a die, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
It could come up. Let's see if I can find one. It will come up on a die. I can't find one right off hand, but it will come up on one of these dice that gets drafted. Oh yeah, so this one here, you have the option of either a merch store or an advanced DNA. So you have that option to construct right away.
Okay, cool.
But good question. And hello to Michelle and Leifta and Chris, everyone else that's hanging out. Hello to you all. We are almost done with the rules explanation, friends. I apologize for it taking so long, but this is quite a complex game, and this is Aaron's first time playing it like on paper. So bear with us, friends. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them.
I have one more question about the attractions. Every time you take the shape of it and have to put it onto your actual board, but it seems like there's 1 fewer perk for every one you can do, or is that the number? As you mentioned, circling one of the squares comprising it and then taking the action beneath it. So you can build 5 merch theoretically, but you only would get to roll the dice 4 times.
You would only grab 4 dice. Yeah. So you could you could grab more. I think you can only maximize building 4 shops total, but I'm not positive on that, Aaron.
Okay, I might have just misheard you. I thought you said when you get the merch, you would like put a dot or circle one of the squares that would comprise it, the shape of it, and then you would cross off one of the circles because you're
Oh,
gonna like.
that's only for DNA. That's only for when you acquire DNA.
Oh,
Or when you acquire like a coin to use.
so they're all capped at 4 times. You can just do it.
Yeah.
Merch, ride, food, 4 times.
Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. But if anyone else has played this and has done differently, I don't know if Panda's still hanging around. But I believe it's only up to 4 attractions. Yes. Okay. I'm just seeing this. It's in a nice little blue square here that says you are maximum of 4 of each type of attraction. So once you get past 4, then that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, good question. It helps me clarify, and I am not afraid to look in the rule book, friends. I am not afraid to use it. So there we go. Okay. Then we're going to go down to, so every time you see an arrow, that applies to what's happening on your dino tour. Okay. Now here, when you have your security chief, your tour guide, or your junior scientist, these are your basic specialists that everyone has the ability to acquire. When you acquire it, meaning you have paid 3 coins for it, and it doesn't have to be all in one turn, it could be over the series of multiple turns, you will immediately get 2 security, or 3 excitement, or 2 advanced DNA, based upon the little pink immediate symbol that happens. And then the arrow applies to what happens on the dino tour. So on the security chief, when you run a dino tour, you will get an extra security. Your tour guide allows you to build 2 roads, and then you have a maximum of 2. You can make up to 2 dinosaurs with your junior scientist there. So that's what that one does. Then you go on your dino tour. Da, 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 da. Every tour, Aaron, is going to start here at the very top at your headquarters. And you're going to travel your way through using roads, connecting 2 buildings until one of 2 things happens. Either you dead end at a building into your park, or you make it out to an exit. You can only utilize one exit's victory points once per game. So once you have a tour that goes out through an exit, you cannot go through that same exit on a future tour. And as you can see here, we're only going to do 3 tours total. So you're not going to utilize all of these numbers. You're only going to go through 3 tours. But
So would you just like, let's say I exit from 3.
uh-huh.
I would just circle that, or is there another place?
Yes, you will circle it. You would circle it, and that's end game scoring. So anything that you see with the purple star is an end game score.
Okay.
However, even though you are going through your headquarters every time, you could have, oh my gosh, I have a subscriber. Thank you, Tangy Poo, for the subscription. Welcome in. I appreciate it so, so much. Thank you, thank you. Even though you're going to be going through your headquarters every time, Aaron, you could connect to other buildings and get those exits from exiting from a different location on each new tour. Now, one thing also what you're going to do is for every building that you go through on your tour, you're going to draw an X somewhere inside that building to indicate that you have crossed through that. For every X on a building that you get on that dino tour, you will gain 1 excitement. So let's say,
okay.
Yeah, so let's say I went through a merch store, 2 dino pens, and a ride. That's 4 different buildings. I would get 4 excitement for that. And that goes right here onto our tracker for the excitement. And that includes so that includes attractions, that includes dino pens, that includes other buildings if we accumulate these buildings here from the blue cards. That's how it goes.
Okay.
Then we're going into our excitement. Our excitement track has some extra symbology that looks familiar to some other stuff that you might see throughout the game, Aaron. That is because When you acquire all that excitement, if you have some of those items circled on your dino tour, you will gain those items right away. So if I had this first basic DNA, this coin, and this security from I gained 5 excitement, so I circled all the items up to this point, I would gain those 3 things right away. And that could go over time for future dino tours, because you will increase your excitement as more and more things get developed in your park. So you could make your way and get more excitement, more coins, more fun things. I mean, it kind of has like this domino effect.
And you can have security you gained just be there to absorb a threat that hasn't.
Impending threat, yes.
Impending threat, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, yeah. So you don't have to wait until you have threat in order to get security for it. You could be a fairly secure park.
It's security now, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then you will also see too, Aaron, here on the side, there is some victory points in purple. When you reach a certain row on the excitement track, you will gain those victory points at the end of the game.
What's the furthest you've gotten on the excitement track?
Up to 10. So I've gotten the 10. Okay. So I've gotten down to the 3rd row. So.
Okay. When you said 10, my brain immediately went to the 10 in the upper right corner.
I apologize. That's
no,
probably what you
answered
meant.
It correctly. It's just, I was like, 10? But that's not that impressive. You meant 3 rows down.
Yeah, 3 rows down. So, yeah. Yeah. And then you can get any bonus if you get over 60 excitement. You just mark off how many that you have in that little square at the bottom.
1 million.
And then, and then that just gives you extra victory points for those that way. Okay, then is the exciting part. If the excitement wasn't enough, here's the actual exciting part.
You know there's dinosaurs in this park, right?
You have dinosaurs in your park, and there could be threat in your park, which means people could die in your park. If your threat is greater than your security, not equal to, if it's greater than your security, you take a death. Your death toll happens on this tracker here, Aaron. For every death that you accumulate, you will cross off one of these squares, starting from the left and working your way up. It does not go away after each round. It accumulates. You're acquiring more death along the way.
That doesn't sound good.
When you get to one of the exclamation points, you will cross off a circle on the little exclamation point tracker. And once you reach one of those, that means you will have to get rid of whatever it shows on that symbol. So in this top one, if I gained enough here, I would have to get rid of a dinosaur pen. That means it gets completely destroyed. I would have to scribble it out off from my grid. However, I cannot build over the rubble. So.
Then a road, then merch, ride, food.
Yep. And then the 4 with the DNA symbol is any 4 DNA.
Oh, any 4. Okay. And then one of the mascot jacket trays is a small tray.
Yep.
Small.
One of your specialists. Yep.
It was covered in blood.
They are covered in blood. Yeah. So. And you can only choose those options twice. So if you've accumulated so much death and you crossed off the 2 dino pens, then you have to choose one of the other options for destruction. So you can't just be like, I'm just going to keep destroying my roads. If you have no more space to destroy your roads, that's it. So
thank you, people. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And fun fact, friends, Aaron is just as nice and smooth and kind in person as his voice sounds.
Okay.
So there you go, friends. All right. And that is pretty much it. So what's going to happen in these first two phases of the round, Aaron, we're just going to be doing the dice drafting, which is rolling the dice, drafting them, and then placing them here on this board. And then it won't happen until the third time around where we're going to execute a dino tour. Okay, so these first 2 phases of the round are going to be just accumulating your resources, building out your buildings and things like that. And then every third phase, we're going to do a dino tour.
Okay, this might be a silly question. We're taking turns, so you're gonna roll, take everything you get, and then I'll do the same here, or am I?
Yeah, so we're gonna do snake draft.
You did say snake draft. Okay.
We're going to do snake draft, but I will make sure to when you're going to do your turn, we do have to simultaneously take a turn. So I will take a turn placing a die. You will take a turn placing a die, so on and so forth. So I will only really show people your table when you're actually like drawing things on your board. For the dice drafting part, I'll just put them off to the side. I'll be like, okay, these are my dice, and then these are going to be Aaron's dice, and then this is our collective die in the center. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and we have 5 total, correct?
We have 5 total dice, correct. But we are going to be drawing from all 10 every time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's not, you can't metagame it. You can't be like, okay, I know, there's 1 in 5 chance I can get a coin out of this one.
Okay. Have you tasted the amber dice?
I have not yet.
Do you plan on doing so?
I don't know because I'm not a hard candy. I usually don't eat. I usually just savor it in my mouth. So have you tasted them yet?
I'm not at liberty to say.
You have an NDA.
Out of sheer convenience, I'm not doing it.
All right, friends. If any of you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. Otherwise, I think we're going to get started here. I will mention what these people do, just so you can kind of see if they're a little bit hard to see right now. But the deluxe break room, which looks like a dinosaur but is actually a building, is constructed of a single line of 5 squares, and then immediately you get to build a ride. So when you accumulate this building and you construct this building, you immediately also get to construct a ride. And you get 3 victory points at the end of the game for every attraction building that is linked to one of these buildings. That's what that one does. The next one, the Carnivore Coliseum, is once you build this, you immediately get 2 security, and you get 2 victory points at the end of the game for every large carnivore. And I believe it is the number of dinos, not the number of pens. But let me look at the reference thing because it just makes sense. Yes, for every dino, large carnivore dino in your park. So not just the pen. So that's gonna give you some extra victory points for your large carnivores. Then finally, the Welcome Center. You get immediately a excitement, a security, and a road. And then you get 2 points for every paddock in your park. The dinosaurs are contained in paddocks. I call them pens because it's just easier for me to say pen. So you will get 2 victory points for every pen in your park. So the Welcome Center, they want diversity.
Because it's a hexagon, meaning the pen versus the one above it is the icon of the
Correct. Yep. Yeah, good catch. Yeah. Awesome sauce. All right. Our mascot gives you immediately 1 excitement, and on every dino tour you have, you get 1 excitement per merch store. Makes sense.
It's funny how someone in a dinosaur costume can generate excitement in a place where there are actual dinosaurs.
I don't know.
Go figure.
Go figure. The Jack of all trades gives you immediately 2 excitement, or 2 security, or 2 roads.
What
So
is
you
the
have
jack of all trades doing to generate this excitement? What did it, I don't.
he's got a large backpack. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, that's a thing.
I mean, he could have a lot of things in
That
there,
backpack is pretty exciting, I gotta say.
I guess. Or it could be his beard.
Come for the food, stay for the backpack.
Yeah.
Hope for the beat.
And then on your dino tour, you can have the option of either a coin, a security, or a road. There we go. The small carnivore trainer gives you immediately 2 excitement. And then on the dino tour, you get 1 excitement per every small carnivore. There we go. Oh, there we go. Tan is singing for us in the chat.
Somebody draw the dinosaur. Somebody had to do it. I'm glad it was you.
Yep. Good job, Tan. All right. I think that is everything. Aaron, do you have any final words before we get started?
No, I'll ask them questions as we're going along. But I think it's clicking. It's just you only have so many opportunities. You have to figure out what you want to do, but you can't do it all.
Correct. Okay, I'm gonna draw out five dice here. I'm gonna roll them into my dice tray because, oh no, I can't because they're so large. I tried this off stream. I forgot. I tried this off stream. My dice tray does not accommodate for the large dice. So we are just going to roll them here.
You need a dinosaur-sized dice tray.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, and I will get the amber, the mosquito first, so I will be first player this time around, Aaron. So I will draft first. Then you do a snake draft, then it'll come back to me. Okay, so I'm looking at, I would like to get some stuff sooner rather than later. So I think I'm going to take this one that gives me some coins. So I will put this over here. I will accumulate coins right away. I am looking to get my security chief because I don't trust my dinosaurs. So I'm going to immediately utilize that 1 coin there. Now, Aaron, you have 2 choices to make.
I have 2 orange DNA or blue.
Yes,
or
so we've got
any.
2 orange, a blue, or a purple.
That's purple?
That is a purple DNA, my friend.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, if you wanted to have the dice in front of you, it would help.
Yeah, that might help me, actually. All right, what am I going to do here? I wish I had a coin. I guess I'll take an orange.
Okay.
DNA.
And then for your second choice?
Oh, okay. And I will take the blue.
Okay. So then as you're acquiring those, you'll just circle them on the next spot on your track.
Yep.
So now I will take an orange myself. I will get the orange, and then both of us, Aaron, will get the purple. However, we also acquire the threat. So that is 2 threat for us. So I'm giving myself 2 donut holes. There.
Now, is it every 5 threat does what? Or is that how it works?
I don't think there is.
Oh, you just want to have more security. That's
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I keep thinking
Yep.
if you complete the roll, something triggers, but never mind. Okay.
Nope. That's in the other game. All right. So now we have our 4 dice that we're going to be placing. So I'm going to be putting this off to the side. So now I have to do my placement and do what I want to do for my actions. And then this one, we're going to be placing 1 at a time, Aaron. And so I'll place a die, then you place a die, and then until we have both of them done.
Okay.
So here we go. I will be nice, and I'm going to do this one here, Aaron. So I'm going to gain 2 more coins, and you gain 1 coin.
And I can spend that right away.
You can, or you can save it into your storage. Yep.
That's going right. I'm throwing it right at the security chief.
Yep.
Yep.
Here, take it. Take your paycheck. All right. Where
All
would
in
you like to do your first placement?
Uh, hmm, I guess I'm gonna. Uh, I don't want to build through. Is it? I feel like it's too early to make a dinosaur, but I guess it's not. I don't know.
It's not. You have the option of any of the herbivores right now,
Oh, that is true.
or you could
I could
do
also make the Dilophosaurus.
right.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make a dinosaur.
All right. So I'm just gonna do. Oh, and which die would you like to use? Your orange or your blue one?
They both have two threat. Does it make any difference other than that? Which one I use?
This one that I actually drew has 3 threat on the blue one.
Oh, that's three. Okay, the one I have has two. Let me.
That's
Okay,
probably it's probably on a different die. That's okay.
but I only get the threat if it's covered up or just if it's there.
If I cover it up.
Oh, you're probably not going to do that. So I'll use the blue then.
Okay. Yeah, Panda says it does make a difference for threat because it's like, do you want me to take 3 threat or 2 threat? So you have the option of making up to 4 dinosaurs.
So I could make a brachiosaur and
Mm-hmm.
make the Dilophosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I should do that. And I can make those anywhere, or they have to be touching the headquarters, or
They do not have to be touching the headquarters, but just remember the more buildings that you have leading from your headquarters on your dino tour will give you more excitement, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So yeah.
so I have to have a space between the headquarters and where the pen is.
Correct. Correct. Yep. Yep. And the Brachiosaur is going to be a 2x2 square, and then the Dilophosaurus is going to be a 3x3 square. Okay.
Two no-shows and a sick Dilophosaurus.
Yep. 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 I think I'm going to build with my last die. I'm going to build myself a merch because people like merch when they go to these places.
People do like merch.
So I'm going to build it next to, and you can, if I didn't say this already, Aaron, you can, on these attractions, you can rotate and mirror them. They don't have to be in the orientation as they are printed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do this merch here, and it can be next to an exit, so I'm just going to label it as merch. There.
Oh, so you're doing it like they really do it, where you're leaving and they force you.
You're leaving the park, yep, and you grab your stuffy on the way out.
Oh, your kids start asking for stuff. You've already explained before you get out of the car, we're not buying anything. But they ask you anyway because.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just had a
No,
flash.
no, it's like true life experience. I can hear it in your voice.
The gift shop is strategically placed, for that pressure. Dad, I really want this. Do you need this? No, but I want it.
All right. Are you done drawing your pens? Your paddocks?
Yes. Hopefully I drew
Okay.
them
So
correctly.
where would you like this one to go?
And that is the orange. I'm going to. Now, in order for the tour to really happen, I have to have roads connecting things.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And I can't. Do the roads only have one time to get used, or the roads of the attractions in between? The roads lead you to are one time.
The roads can be used multiple times. The buildings are only going to give you excitement once.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out. Well, if a tour is coming up, I probably want to have something to do. Then I need more security as well.
Yep.
I think I'm at 2 now, right? Oh no, I have to add one because of the Dilophosaurus, correct?
Yes. So you will have 3 dots on your track.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get the 2 coins. I'm going to raise some funds.
Okay.
Now it behoove me to take the 2 coins, hire the security chief, and automatically get the benefit of security chief, and then also have uh, the immediate 2 security, right?
Yep.
As
Yep.
opposed to the second the security.
Correct.
Okay. Now the
So
chief is a
that's-
one-time thing. Like I get 2 security right now, but
You get to 2 security right now, and then every dino tour he'll give you 1.
Okay, yeah. So I'll spend those 2 coins immediately.
Yep.
Was that what you were gonna do? You can be honest with me.
That's what I was gonna do. Yes. So I got the extra coinage. I got that with when I did this placement of the die to get 2 more coins. So I automatically got his security chief, checked him off. So now I have 2 security there. Okay. That is our die phase for this one. Now we move the tracker up and we're going to do another die phase. And this time, Aaron, you're going to be first player.
This is exciting. I'm ready.
I'm
I was planning for this, Jess.
All right. So I'm going to put this as you're going to be first player. Tangifu says they even do this as an adult. They always buy at least 1 plushie whenever they go. All right. Well, let's see what Aaron's got on his table so you can see. Okay. All right. I see your dino pens.
Okay. Does it look okay?
I think it looks fine. I think it looks fine.
I didn't get a manicure this morning. I just thought I did. Time did not put.
Okay, then we've got. Here we go. I'm going to roll up our dice. Or do you wanna roll dice, Aaron? Do you feel?
Yeah, I could do that. So.
Yeah, so go ahead and put them all back into the bag. Draw out 5, my friend.
But not these 2? I leave these 2.
Nope, they all go back in.
All go back in.
They all go back in. So every new die face we draw from the bag. Yep.
All
yeah,
right.
see, it's just so satisfying to roll these chunky dice.
All right, so I pick 4, then pick 5, roll 5, right?
Correct. Oh, see, you even got one up me on this nice tray and everything.
I made it from common household products.
Right. Even better. Recycling. Right. I like it.
We have an orange, a purple, 1 and a yellow combined, a 2 red, and a blue combined, and then a coin and an orange. I'm saying combined. I'm sorry, not combined. The choice between the 2.
Okay.
All right. And I pick 1, you pick 2, then I pick 1.
Yep.
Okay. What do I want to do here?
Can you say those one more time as I'm getting them out, please?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Orange with 2 thread.
Okay.
Purple with 2 thread.
Okay.
A coin and a yellow with 1 thread.
Okay.
2 red / blue with 1 thread.
Okay.
1 coin / orange with 1 thread.
Okay.
And we got Dotson. I had to. Sorry. I don't have any of that color at all. I will take the. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to take the 2 red or 1 blue. I'm sorry, 1 teal. I said blue. I meant teal.
Okay. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. I'm going to take the 1 purple. And remember, on these individual dice, Aaron, you don't accumulate the threat. It only happens on the group die that we both share.
Got it. Or if you cover up something, right?
Correct. Yep. And then for my second choice, you said that was blue and orange, huh?
What was your first choice?
The purple with the 2 threat.
Okay.
You said that was there's a blue. Oh, did you take the blue and orange? Oh.
Mm. No, well, it was teal and red.
Oh, teal and red.
2 red or a teal.
Oh, there's an orange. There's multiple orange on here. Okay. The middle one is... What's that center one there, Aaron?
Coin and a yellow. Both
Yep.
of them.
I
Not
will
enough.
take that one.
Okay.
Perfect. And what are you going to do, sir, for the final one?
Kind of feel like I should work on my coinage. Yeah, I'll just take the coin. Well, the coin or orange.
Okay.
So I'll spend that coin trying to hire a tour guide.
All right, so I got a yellow and a coin from that last one. And so what gets left over for both of us is the orange
Yes,
with 2 threat.
with 2 thread.
Oof, okay.
That's not good.
That is not good. All right, so where are you going to be placing?
I hate to do this to you.
Do it, friend, do it.
I don't know. I feel like because it's the second dice round, I feel like we're probably going to be battling it out to build some roads.
Uh-huh, that's fine.
It's kind of like roads and raising funds are kind of really important right now.
Yep.
But making the dinosaur, you can't do everything. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to make
That's
choices.
what's so great about this game.
I know. Right. I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you're gonna make a dino. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really sure if I should do that, but I'm doing it anyway.
I mean, you gotta need stuff that people can see, right?
People want to be excited. They want to get maimed. That's people are into
People
that.
want to be excited. Okay.
Let's see.
Well, then I will place my first die, Aaron. I will place the one with the purple. I will place that on the very bottom so I could build some roads.
Yeah, I figured you'd do that.
I need some roads, man. I need some roads.
Which means I have to I have to make a choice here. So I mean, the threat levels aren't really a thing until the end, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Is that the end of the game or is that the 5th step of the tour?
No, that happens immediately. So once you hit one of those exclamation points, you immediately do the thing.
How do you hit exclamation points again? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
With your death toll for every threat that is unsecured, you cross off one of those boxes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh, his face just got a whole lot more serious.
Yeah, and where I play stuff doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't good. I should have placed everything over I should have shifted the Dilophosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus Rex over by 1. So that
it's okay, because I mean, you're still gonna do it's a total of 3 tours. So one tour can be completely merch and food shops, and then the other tour can be only dinos.
the merchant food shops that I haven't built. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Hungry. You've got some hungry people, man.
What's up next for you, Aaron? The things that you have not planned for.
Exactly right.
Oh boy. I'm sorry, what did you place again?
So I placed on the bottom one with the roads. I used the purple.
Ah, so you did that.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't afford two more threat. I just can't. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Aaron. I don't know if you saw this, and I will say this now while I'm thinking of it. Down at the bottom of that blue board, there is that green tab, and it says at any time, you can turn in 2 coins to do one of those 3 things.
Okay, cool.
So anytime, friends, you can turn in 2 coins to either get 1 advanced DNA or build 1 road or get 1 security. So I apologize. I did not say that before. It's a good thing you have this visually in front of you. All right, where are you going, my friend?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm going to take the coin/orange,
Okay.
and as not that this is like fun or anything, but well, I don't know. I don't know if I want money or I need security. That's what I really need.
Yeah.
I really need security. So yeah, I'll take the security.
Okay. With my final one, you did the dinos here.
Yes.
I am going to stack my last die on top of the make 4 dinos. And that gives me
1 threat.
That's just 1 threat, okay?
Just 1. Plus the other 9. But yeah, but just
Plus
just
the
1.
other 9 that are just from Aaron's Park, just the default.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to do some drawing. I'm going to flip back over. You don't have any more drawing to do, correct?
No.
Okay. I'm going to flip back over to my side here. I've got 4 dinosaurs to build, friends, so it is time to get some things happening here. You know what? I don't have enough for a T-Rex. I do have enough for a Megalosaurus. So I think that's what I'm going to do. A Megalosaurus is a 4x4. So I'm going to do... Oh, good gravy. I'm going to do this. 1,
Gravy
2...
is good.
Gravy is good. I wish I could know how to make my own homemade gravy, but I'm lazy and I just go to a jar.
That's what I mean. No, I'm making other things, so I don't beat myself up about them. I'm making a bunch of other crap, so I was like, hey, I can buy this. So
Yeah.
I should have waited to do all my plotting. Oh no, you're doing yours now because you literally just picked.
Because I just got the 4 dinos. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Sorrow Song. Welcome in. Okay. Well, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem because I just accumulated 2 more
I can
threats.
relate.
But this is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. Okay. Let's do some non-threatening brachiosauruses. Thank you, Tan. Yes, it is going to be tricky. Tricky, my friend. Okay. I'm gonna try to go for future tours. So this tour is going to be not not full of dinosaurs. This tour is not going to be full of dinosaurs. This tour is going to just be a... Oh, gosh. I need to connect somewhere. Okay, I will do a Triceratops. With a blue and a red there. Okay. And that... Gosh, it just seems like such a waste of things, but that's okay. That is quite all right. Okay, now we are going into our Dino Tour phase, Aaron. So, first off, every merch... Oh, I did not put an X next to my merch. I have 1 merch booth. How many merch booths do you have?
I have literally none.
Okay, so... what I'm going to do, since I have a merch booth or stand or store or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to grab one die out of the bag and roll it, and whatever resource I get, that's what I get. Hey, I got a coin and a yellow DNA. So I'm going to save that coin here because I kind of want to get one of these things over here. Okay, that's mine. Do you have any rides, Aaron?
Wait a minute. No. No.
Okay. I don't either, so I don't get any excitement. Aaron does not get any excitement. Do you have any food stands?
Nope.
Okay, then neither of us do. We don't have any coins we can get. But we go on to our specialists.
Yeah.
Our security chief. My security chief gives me 1 security. Your
Mine
security
gives me one
chief
as well.
gives you...
Question: did
What?
we gain any threat after the end of the last dice placement portion?
We did that one that we had left over. You said was 1. Was it 1 or 2?
I think it was 1.
Okay.
I didn't mark that down, so I need to mark that down.
I think I did. So okay, so we can do a check. So that way, so the first 3 that we've had total. So we should have 3 total from just those group dice, and then any dinos that you have built give you more threat.
Yep, I got 3 more from those.
Okay, and then I had an additional 1 for myself because I stacked one of my dice. So I have a total of 7 threat, and that means you should have a total of 6.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, so we're all good.
Okay.
So yeah, the only thing to note is just the carnivores give you extra threat. That's it. The carnivores give you extra. All right, so then next we've got our tour guide. I do not have them hired yet. Did you hire a tour guide?
Either. I don't have, close.
Okay.
But not quite.
Yep, and
Not
I
really
don't...
close either. Just not
Close
quite.
as in 0.
Close as in
Junior scientists, I don't have them yet.
Me either.
I don't have any of the other specialists yet.
I forgot that. I was so focusing on everything else, I forgot they were there.
Right? Yeah. No extra buildings. So now we do our dino tour. So I am starting up here at my headquarters. I go to the Triceratops and our Jeep stalls because there's no exit, so it's just hanging out. So I just get 1 excitement for that.
Hey, it's something, right? Like, I don't have any roads, so I have 3 dinosaurs to see that no one can get to. So.
Oh, no. So you can't leave your headquarters?
Nope.
Okay. Your Jeep started up and then it had an engine problem. So they're actually at the mechanic. It's working.
I'm showing all the people there for a tour, like the office part. This is our coffee machine. This is where we make coffee. Like,
this is where you make coffee.
This is where I put my nuggets in the refrigerator. Refrigerator.
Yes.
No, somebody ate them. Never mind.
I love it. Okay. So then after we do our dino tour, we're doing our excitement. So anything with our excitement. Oh, I did not add to the excitement from my dinosaurs. Make sure you do that, Aaron. So I have 1 from my Triceratops that I forgot to do. And then I got 1
from my Brachiosaurus.
From the Megalosaur. Yeah, there we go.
You're just circling those, right? And then do you take the thing immediately from it?
Correct. So now, because we're going on our dino tour, now we get the bonuses from the excitement track. So now I get 1 basic, a coin, and a security.
I can spend that coin immediately, though, right? If I want.
Correct. I'm going to do that on my junior scientist and my security. Oh, good. Woo! That's nice. Oh, Sorrow Song says, thanks for the message shot, Aaron. A follow, yay, new to me streamer. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, so that's that on the excitement track. And now we do our death toll. Oh, jeez.
Okay, because of the excitement with the dinosaurs, because I have a small and a large carnivore. I did decently.
Okay.
Wasn't a
So
complete bust.
I have 3 unsecured threat. Oh, good gravy.
I
So
kind of feel like I should have one unsecure, but because of the security I just got from the excitement track, the one I had that was insecure is now very much secure.
well, that's good. That is very
But
good.
I kind of feel like I should have more though. I don't know why.
All
But
right. Well, I am going to, since I crossed over one of these exclamation points, I have to choose one of these options, which is a bummer. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy the merch shop.
no, think of the t-shirts. All
So,
right, go for it.
no! Goodbye, merch shop. Okay. Geez. And that's that. So that was our dino tour. And now we go on to the next phase. We're rolling up some more dice.
All right. And you're picking now, right?
I am picking first. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. Okay, here we go. 5. And I'm going to roll them up here. Okay, Aaron, we have a ride with 1 threat, a coin or an orange with 1 threat, a blue with 3 threat, oof, a road and a yellow with 2 threat, and a road,
roads.
yeah, and a road with 3 threat. Oh.
What is this like what road is this? Like Mad Max? What road is this?
It's the road to the merch shop, apparently.
Erie Road or Under Road or whatever.
All right. I feel like I need to like get some more excitement here. I think I'm gonna build a ride. I think I'm gonna do a ride as my first one. So I'm gonna draft that one. So now you have the option, my friend, of 2 things to choose from, and I'm going to build my ride right here near the exit. So as people get nauseated from the ride, they can just leave.
I just had a visual of the destroyed merch shop, people actually destroying it with t-shirt cannons.
Yes.
With t-shirts, dynamite wrapped in the t-shirts. So
There you go. They just shot him into the shop.
I'm going to take the road and the yellow.
Okay.
And I can store that road up or use it right away, right?
Correct. Correct. Now you have a second draft.
I will take another. Well,
You would take the other road?
no, I think I'm going to take the coin. And
Okay.
The coin / orange.
Okay.
I could use a coin. And I have a tour guide. Yay.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's kind of a bummer. You left us both with 3 threat here, my friend.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
But that's okay. I will take this road. And I will do this here. And then we each get a blue DNA and 3 threat. Ugh. Good grief. Okay, well, now is the time to raise some security. So, with my first die,
Yeah, I bet.
I am going to raise some security and give myself 2 security here. Oh goodness. The security chief is he's a lone wolf here. He needs some extra teammates, but they're not coming fast enough. All right. What's next? What are you going to choose, Aaron?
I am going to build 3 roads with
Okay.
the road in yellow.
Okay. Well, I have enough to do dinosaurs. I'm going to make some dinosaurs. again. My last die, I'm going to make some dinosaurs here. So I'm going to do Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus, it gives me 1 for a yellow and a blue, and that gives me 1 excitement. I have to remember to add my excitement once I get the dino pen built. Then I have a purple and an orange. But I don't know if I want to keep building that has me more threat. I guess I could. Why not? Why not? It's not exciting if you don't give them exciting things to see.
Yes.
So.
Come, be maimed. Let's go.
There we go. So I'm going to do another Megalosaurus. That gives me 2 threat.
See what the back of your own knee looks like. You know, that's...
Yeah. That gives me 3 excitement there. 2 more. Then I got a red and a yellow for my Brachiosaurus. Now I'm going to do a Brachiosaurus. I will do Brachiosaurus here. And that's my last 2 there. Yeah. Tanjipoo says, watching this game makes them want to go to the zoo. Hopefully it's a zoo that's not threatening. Hopefully there's like, you know, cute birds and monkeys to go see and sloths. I don't know.
Gotta have a sloth.
Gotta have a sloth. All right, what you gonna do with your last die, Aaron?
Oh, before I do that, one question.
Yes.
Remember, the previous round, I earned excitement from the dinosaurs. You only earn that for the dinosaurs one time or every time?
Every time you build a dinosaur, not necessarily the pen itself. So right now I've got 2 megalosaurs, so I've accumulated 6 excitement from them.
But would you get that in the 3rd round too? Or no?
You would, the only excitement that you get on the Dino Tour in the 3rd round is wherever the tracker is. You just get the bonuses on here. And then you accumulate the excitement based upon the buildings that you go through. Yes. Sorry, I see what you're saying. Yes.
I mean, multiple times you can earn excitement for the same things, regardless if people actually take the tour through them.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to duplicate, which means I'm going to get 2 coins, which means you get 1, right?
Okay, thank you. Yes. And I have gotten my junior scientist now with that extra coin.
So have I.
Which immediately gives me 2 advanced DNA. I don't have any teal DNA, so I'm going to take one of those. Okay, and I'm going to take a purple one. Ha-ha! Getting ready for the T-Rex, I see. Okay, so that's our phase. And then, did you have anything you needed to draw, Aaron? I don't think so, right, this turn?
No.
Okay. All right, then we're going into a next drafting phase. Alrighty. Oh, jeez. Gotta love those people that want to torment the animals. Sure, I could stick my hand in their cage. Sure. Ugh.
This makes sense for me to do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yep. I zoomed it in a little bit, so it'll be a little bit easier to see.
Okie doke. Cool.
Hopefully that helped. Okay. Yeah, so there we go.
I just realized my chat just went upside down. That's interesting.
How did that happen?
How did that happen? Let's do this.
If I need to adjust the focus on this camera, let me know too, because I don't know how well it comes out.
There it goes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's go. All right, we have some sort of eatery.
Okay.
We have an eatery with 1 threat, orange and blue, no threat.
Okay.
Orange, 2 threat, 2 blue or purple, 1 threat, purple, 1 thread.
Okay. So you choose first.
Okay. I could probably, yeah. I have no place to eat here, so that would make sense to make a place to eat. I'm gonna establish some sort of eatery where you'll be eating, uh, not the dinosaurs themselves, but I don't know, unruly guests.
There is one that what was it? Is it Dulasaur? I think it's Dinosaur Island that they have the different names of the food, the eateries, Aaron. And there's one that's called DNAchos, but it's DNACHOS.
Uh,
Yep, there's Gus. Gus is saying it. DNAchos.
I can make the eatery like right up against an exit, right?
Correct. That's the only where you can do adjacency is A-OK, is if it's next up to an exit.
Cool.
Yeah, feed them on the way out so the kids don't get hangry on the way home. Okay. Well, Boo earns, Aaron. I say Boo earns. Okay. I will take, with my first draft, I will take the blue and orange.
I knew you would.
Did you?
Not really. What game is this again? What are we playing? I do like this. This is quite fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. I am too. Thanks for joining me today, and thanks everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. We build our parks.
I don't want to build here.
Yeah, Panda. Woohoo!
I'm gonna take the. I don't want that. I'll take the purple 2 thread.
Okay. I will be kind, and I will take the orange with the 2 threat. So that way we don't have to suffer 2 threat. We can only suffer 1 threat.
Yeah, I'm still pretty exposed over here. It's not it's not good. It's not good at all.
I'm gonna grab a purple that way. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Gus says, it's good to see you again, Aaron. He got to meet you at PAX. That's right. And he was incredibly nice.
Oh, thank you, Gus.
Gus is my partner. My partner, David, that you've met.
I was going to ask. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What are we going to do for placement?
Oh, I go first, right?
Correct.
I don't take this personally, but I'm going to have to, the threat.
Secure yourself?
Security, yeah. Well,
okay.
A little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, good gravy.
I guess the nice thing is you go on the tour first, and then you do the death toll. So at least you get that value out of something that you know is going to go one way.
Correct.
Yeah, that helps.
Correct. I am so unsecured in my park. My poor security chief, he's like super angry with me. All right, well, I am going to take the 2 threat orange, Aaron, and I'm going to build some roads.
Wait a minute, that's my thing that I do. That's okay though. I have a tour guide. Okay.
You'll let me do that?
You said the orange or orange and blue?
Just the single orange.
Single orange. All right. I guess. I like that each die actually comes with a mosquito inside of it. I think that was a nice touch.
Wait, you got the actual. How did they do that?
You don't have a mosquito inside each one of your die?
I don't. You must have paid extra for that.
I did. No, I did not.
Okay, where are you going to go with your second choice?
I don't want to do here. I wish you could copy attractions, but I get why you can't, because that would be crazy if you could do that.
I mean, you could build more rides. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I could. I don't want to take the threat to do it. I was just saying,
I see. I see what you're saying.
you
I see
can't
what you're
copy
saying.
attractions, which makes complete sense.
Yep.
But I don't gotta like it. I don't gotta like it.
I don't like it one bit, Jess.
I'm gonna make a dino, I guess.
You could just get some DNA. It's fine.
Yeah, it is. But then it's not.
But then it's not.
All right, so if I do another brachiosaur, it just stays in the same pen because each pen can fit.
Yep.
4.
Yep. Oh my goodness, we've got a raid. Mr. Peebles.
Rating with 14.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go back up to the top so you can see our faces in a better light. Hello, Raiders. My name is Jess. This is Welcome Wednesdays. I am joined by my friend Aaron from GameEnthuse.com. We are playing Dinosaur Island, the Rawr Write. Thank you so much for the raid. What we are all doing on Mr. Peebles' channel today. Hello to Wim and Ravnos and Jojoche. Oh gosh, I always butcher your name. I'm apologizing. Thank you so much for coming in. We are about a third of the way through, closer to maybe like halfway through our game of Dinosaur Island, the Rawr Write. So stick around, hang out. We are going to be playing some Can't Stop Express afterwards, where you can win a chance to get a bag of swag from me and the CCG crew. So yeah, welcome in. And thank you. Oh, Jojo is perfect. Okay, thank you so much. And hello to the Love Meeples. And thanks for the shout out, Panda. So yeah, welcome in, everybody. Okay, Aaron, what are you going to be doing with the last die? You did the dinosaurs. Okay.
Yep. So I'm just
okay.
No pressure on you.
Okay.
The fate of the world rests in where this
Oh, that's so cool. Mr. Peebles was painting some minis. Oh, printed bling, he says, from the game Descent Legends of the Dark. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, and thanks, Panda, for the shout-outs. Doing the Hermod things. Okay, I am going to... Here we go, Aaron. Since you're making dinos, I thought that'd be nice. You get 1 orange and 1 blue.
Oh, you're doing the... Okay, cool.
And then I get 2 of those.
I can't retroactively make another dino, right?
Yeah, now that I have more. Oh!
I have the resources now. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you, M. Peebles. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okie doke. So that is our dice phase. So now we are going into our dino tour. Oh, good gravy. Here we go. So first up, we have got, oh, that's our faces. And back to the table. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Peebles. I did do radio. For a time. And I have been told that when I did my show, I kind of switched my voice a little bit to have more of a radio voice. Which you don't really know that you're doing it. It's kind of like second nature for me. But have you ever done radio, Aaron? Have you ever done any voiceover work or anything like that?
No, just my podcast. I haven't done any voiceover work.
Okay. That's awesome.
I would. I mean, the opportunity presented itself. I certainly would.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okie doke. First, on our attractions, part 1 of our dino tour. For every merch shop, you get to roll a die. Unfortunately, my merch shop is disintegrated, so I think I don't get to roll anything. Panda, correct me if I'm wrong, my dear, but I think that is it. If I have a destroyed merch shop, I don't think I get to roll anything.
No, the tour people on the tour can just dig through the rubble. They can, so their hands and knuckles are bleeding, but whatever they pick up is theirs.
I mean,
That's thematic. I mean,
it should be. It should be. I think it is. I think that's what it is.
that's what John Hackett would have wanted. I mean, yeah.
When it's destroyed, it's there. Yeah, I guess you may not run your dino tour through it.
Oh, thank you, and people.
But you do lose it. Okay.
Panda says you roll nothing.
You roll nothing.
Oh,
Dang. Oh, Mr. People says he would love to hear you read some audiobooks, Aaron.
Okay. Like I said, if the opportunity presents itself, I would certainly jump on it.
Okay, well, that could be a future for you, my friend. That could be a future for you.
That would be nice.
Okay, do you have any merch stores?
No, I only have an eatery.
Okay. I do have one ride,
Okay.
so I get one excitement. Do you have any rides?
None.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, M Peoples. Thank you for that. And food. Your food shop, you get a coin.
All right.
There we go. Yep. All right, that's step 1. Step 2 is our specialists. My security chief gives me 1 security. Oh, good gravy.
Mine gives me one as well.
Gravy.
Thank you.
All right. I don't have a tour guide. Do you have a tour guide?
I do have a tour guide, so I get 2 roads.
Okay. Very nice.
1.
Ooh, nice. Enjoy your ice cream and say hello to Mrs. Peebles for us. Thanks for the raid, as always.
Yes. Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah.
Enjoy that ice cream.
All right. And my junior son. Okay, you're doing your roads right now.
Yep, I just did my roads.
All right. And the junior scientist I have, so I can make up to 2 dinos, which I will do.
I will do that as well.
I will do an ankylosaur. I'll do an ankylosaur, which I already have the pen built for them, but it gives me an excitement.
I could do an ankylosaur, but I cannot.
So that is a yellow and a blue, and then I can make a second one if I chose to. I only have blue left. I could do another larger dino with some more threat, but I will choose to pass.
I'm going to do a Dilophosaurus. So spin.
Okay. Hi, Duchess. Welcome in. Good afternoon to you, my dear. I am doing all right. I am not very good at securing my dinosaur park. Threat is impending on my park. Aaron might be doing a little bit better.
Doubtful. These security threats are just, the security chief is pretty much going to quit.
Yeah. I can't take this anymore. What kind of job is this?
I'm just stuffing velociraptors in the bathroom, like just be careful.
And they're just tapping. They're just tapping on the door.
It's line management. Keep the line moving quickly.
There you go. Nice. All right, you got your 2 dinosaurs built?
Yeah. Yeah, I already have the pen, so yeah, they're built.
Yep. Okay. Taking our tour. So first, from my headquarters, I go through the Triceratops, but they're so bored with it, so I don't get any extra excitement from them. I do get to see the ankylosaur, and I do get to go on a ride before I exit here. So I got 2 new buildings, which gives me 2 excitement on that. I don't get any extra excitement from the Triceratops because I already visited it. And that's it. I did not go down to the Brachiosaur because I cannot connect to my ride to go out the exit. So that is my tour. Aaron,
Okay,
what is
my
your tour, my
tour
friend?
goes from the headquarters to see two Brachiosauruses,
Okay.
Brachiosauri, and we
Brachiosauri,
swim on
yes.
down to three Dilophosaurus,
Okay.
and it well almost the penultimate stop will be one Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then people get a chance to eat, and they can head out the 8-star door.
Okay. Awesome. So, for every new building that you've crossed through, give yourself an excitement for that.
So that's three, right?
Yeah, because you did not, on your last tour, you didn't go anywhere.
I did not, literally did not go anywhere. Hey, I get to get rid of the security. There you go.
Yeah. So, the three errand for the three is actually, yeah, go back on your track. There you go. Yep. Cool. So now we do our excitement and we get all the stuff that's circled.
Okay.
So I get, well, what do you get on yours so far, Aaron? All the stuff that you have circled on your excitement track.
Oh,
So it looks like you got some basic, you got some coins.
okay. Maybe I've been doing this wrong. Like I was sitting at 8,
Okay.
and because I got the three excitement for the three dinosaurs, and there's no excitement for the food unless there is.
There's
Uh,
not. Nope.
I got a coin,
Oh,
nothing.
there is. You do get excitement if you cross through that building. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I apologize.
So that's 4. So I'm just
Yep.
end up on 13 then.
Yep.
Okay. I basically just got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I was already at the coin, so I got nothing, security, nothing.
Yes.
And I took the
But
security out.
you also add whatever's in the top row again.
What do you mean?
So everything that you have completed from the top row of circles, you get that again now as well.
Oh, yeah, you go through everything.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's cumulative.
Yes,
Oh, okay. I did
yes.
not
Sorry
realize.
if I did not say that.
Okay. So a yellow, I guess, a coin, another security. I'll take a red.
There you go.
And
See,
I guess,
now it's all stacking up.
oh, okay. I didn't realize it was cumulative. Okay, and then the other stuff I just got brand new, so I already got that stuff. Cool.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, that works out much better.
All right. So now I've got two basic DNA. So I'm just going to give myself a red and a yellow there. I get 2 coins. 2 coins, which I am going to turn in right now to do an extra security. Just because of my park. Oh, good gravy. And then I have 2 more security from that track. Oh gosh, it's still terrible, but it's not as terrible now. Okay, now
So
we're
I can
gonna
build buildings onto like my existing buildings and then make my way to other exits, even though I won't get credit for the ones I've already been through.
correct.
I can use them to my advantage to get to other exits to get
Correct.
Cool.
Yep. As long as they're connected with roads too. Got to remember that.
No, people can just walk, they can just walk.
They just get off the Jeep and just walk.
Just hoof it.
Just hoof it. All right, death toll for, oh gosh, my death toll is 3 that is unsecure. Oh, good gravy. 1, 2, 3.
Somehow just that one.
Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? I'm going to destroy one of my dino pens because there's just no way. This merch booth, so these megalosaurs are on the loose. This is terrible. I have not done this terrible, and I've only played this one other time.
So just to make sure I'm reading this correctly, every exclamation point. So let's say I got 2 of them. I will go down and have to destroy a road. Or
You will choose one of the 5 options on your board here, Aaron.
oh, you can choose any of them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh well, 3 rows is whew,
Yeah.
that's kind of everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yep.
All right.
So, if I lose all the dinos, I don't lose any of the threat or the excitement. However, I don't gain any of them. So I will have to actually scratch off these 2 megalosaurs too because they're just running loose. So now, because I've destroyed this megalosaur pen, if I decide to make a new megalosaur, Aaron, I have to draw a brand new pen. So
at
that's
what point
terrible.
do you get the excitement? You only get the excitement for dinosaurs that you just built. When do you get excitement for them? I forgot about. When does that happen?
When you create them from your DNA.
Oh.
When you create them from your DNA, they go onto your track.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, I should have.
Feel free to counteract, and you can add them now. That's totally fine. I am okay with that.
Is that per dinosaur or just the fact that you did it at all?
Per dinosaur that you would get that you have. So if you said you had 3 Dilophosaurus?
I built 2.
You built 2, so you should have 4 excitement total from them. So it's 2 per.
I built a Brachiosaur a while ago, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And if you have any extra bonus stuff right now on the excitement track, go ahead and add that to it.
Yeah, I got to that. I got to 17.
Okay. Cool.
And you can hire specialists or any other the break room, all that stuff anytime or only on your turn. When are you allowed to do that?
With these cards, you can do it right away once you've accumulated the right number of coins.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, so all of my death has happened. How about you, Aaron?
I just crossed off one thing.
Oh, nice. You are a very well secured park. My park is just chaos right now.
It was my major.
It was.
Just saying.
I actually am an expert at dinosaur security.
And time travel.
All right, so now we're going on to the next phase. It is...
You go, right?
It is my go, that's right. So I draft first. All right, and what do we got here? Ooh, very nice. We have 2 single ride dice with single threat on them. We have a red DNA with 3 threat. Oof. We have an orange and a yellow DNA with 1 threat. And then we have a blue and a purple DNA with 1 threat. All right. Let's see. I think I'm going to do another ride. So I will take this die for myself. And I will construct my ride here.
Was that a purple and blue on the end?
Correct, with 1 threat.
Why can't I find that die face? Got it. Okay. I will take the other ride.
Okay. And snake draft, so second choice goes to you.
Okay, and I will take... Oh, in terms of spending money, when you store it up in the storage, once the spot is taken, it can no longer be used, right?
Correct.
Ooh. I should just spend it right away then, huh?
Yeah, it behooves you to spend it right away unless you're trying to go for one of these bigger buildings.
Yeah, how would you account for that? Like, how would you...
So I would say you would maximize your storage and then hope to get at least, in this sense, 1 coin on a die roll or somewhere here, or a few coins, here on the actual placement. So it's really just luck of the draw. You're more likely to, if you're saving up coins to get one of the other specialists, than I would get up the building.
Okay, I'll just take the 1 coin then.
Wait, which one? This one
Wasn't there
here?
one? Oh, there was no. Oh, I have the wrong thing up there.
This
That's
one is orange and
orange,
yellow.
yellow. Oh, that changes everything. Okay. Well, that ain't happening. Okay. um. Yeah, I guess I'll take the orange and the yellow
Okay,
then.
cool. And friends, we are going to be playing Can't Stop Express after this, so stick around. I just dropped that link for y'all to get your PDFs going or just regular pen and paper. You don't need the dice or the game to play and participate, so stick around for that, my friends. Well, Aaron, you leave me no choice. I have to take this red one so we don't get 3 threat.
Oh, yeah.
But it leaves us both with a purple and a blue with 1 threat. Okay, time to place. I need some more roads. I need some more roads. And you probably need some more roads, huh?
Yes. Yes.
All right, well, I will be kind. I will be kind. I'm not going to put the 3 threat on there. I'm just going to put the single. So I do that for my 3 roads.
Okay.
Alrighty, where are you going to go, my friend?
Um. Um. 1 coin short. Dang it. All right. I'm gonna build 3 rolls as well. I'll also incur another threat, right?
Yep, so which die do you want to use for it?
Oh, I'm gonna use the ride die.
Okay. All right, that just stacks on there. Always love the good work lurk, Duchess. Always love the good work lurk. Okay, well, with my last die, I am going to get myself some security.
Yeah.
I'm hiring like all these temp security agents because my security chief is like complaining, so. Go into the temp agency.
Go to the temp agency.
Yeah! Sing
I don't know
it.
why I started singing that.
I don't know. It's fine.
It
Everybody
came to
knows
me.
that song. Put music notes in the chat, friends. Put music notes in the chat.
What I want to do here? I mean, I could build some more dinos, but that's just it's more of a threat.
Uh-huh. Very true. Very true.
And because you so graciously put your 3 threat die on the one.
Hey, I could have put it on the roads. I could have put
That's
it on the
true.
roads.
That is true. Oh boy. Hypothetically, if I was to do 3 stacks on the build, would I get 2 threat or just how
You would
work?
get whatever is the topmost visible, I believe.
Oh.
So, yeah. So when you stack it.
Okay, so I take on 1 additional threat to build something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will do that. And I'm going to build
Yep, so on the top one. So are you going to do the roads or an attraction or something?
I did merch.
Ah, nice. Nice. Okie doke. That's our first dice phase. Now we're going to Aaron. Roll them up for this next part after you're done drawing.
Yeah, if I'm done drawing horribly. Yeah. All
I
right.
think that's probably why they just gave you the letter of each dinosaur. Instead of like try to draw a T-Rex in this 4x4 grid.
It would be horrible. Come on. All right. Let's see what we got here.
All right.
All right, we have a dining facility with a single threat.
Okay.
Another dining facility with a single threat. A coin and yellow with a single threat. 2 blue with 2 threats. And a red with 3 threats.
Oh, goodness.
All right, and you go first.
You go first because you rolled the dice.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, I will take. I don't really want that though. No, I don't need it. I will take the coin and the yellow.
Oh, gosh. Gus is sharing another dining facility, Triceratops. Do they only sell tater tots then? That would be more like a snack stand, I think.
Those are like names that would work though. That's yeah. He's doing well. Not worth it.
Good night, Tan. I hope you sleep well, my friend. It is fairly late for you. Oh yeah, it's after 10, so yeah. Okay, so which one did you take? You took the yellow
coin
and the coin. Dang it. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna make a food stand. I'll take a food stand. And then food. And then for my second draft, I could do...
You took food?
I did take food.
Okay.
I did take food. I'll do a second. Let's see what happens if I take the second food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I see how it is. Okay.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
You're pretty much forcing my hand to take the red because nobody wants to deal with that. So I'll take the red.
Okay. And then we both get 2 blues and 2 threat. Oh, good gravy.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. None of the DNA is worth anything in the game, right? Because I have all this DNA that I have not anything with.
Let's see. DNA, you get... Where does it say? Final scoring.
Coast Carter, John, Turkey Leggett.
For 2, every 2 stored, you get 1 point. Rounded down.
Oh.
Every 2, rounded down. Yep.
Okay. That could be worse.
Okay. Could be worse. All right. Aaron, where would you like to place...
I'm actually going to place...
No! Security.
I'm going to raise funds, and I'm actually going to purchase the Welcome Center.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can really go anywhere, though. Oh, no, I don't fit.
And immediately you get all that stuff, too.
Oh, okay. I get excitement. I get to feel more secure. And I get a road.
Mm-hmm.
Build a road out of here.
Get a road out of here.
Need that. The draw a little bit better, actually. All right.
All right.
It's just as bad. But whatever, I feel good about it.
With my first one, oh gosh, is that helpful? I think I can do that. Sure. Let's see. I'm going to raise funds and give myself 2 coins, but I'm going to put them in my storage. So right now I have 3.
You're gonna raise funds.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
gonna take on. You're gonna get 3 threats
Oh, I forgot you put it
to
there.
raise
Dang it.
funds.
Dang it. No. I just kidding. Ah, dang it. I'm going to build roads.
Nah, nigga.
I'm going to build roads. All right. Okay.
I have no more coins too because I built the welcome center. Dang it.
Okay. What are you going to do with your next one? It would be really nice if you duplicated it. Just saying.
It would be, but I need roads though. I really need roads. Although
You could turn in your coins.
to get 1 road though.
Right.
I need a lot of roads. Where we're going, we're gonna need roads. I'm gonna take on another threat, fortunately, and I'm gonna build 3 roads.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And for your last place,
I'm going to oh goodness. I have enough. Why not? This park is going downhill fast. So I'm going to make dinosaurs. My last one. Oh, I might regret this later.
Yeah, I probably should have done that too. Oh, but you know what? For the junior scientists, I'll have an opportunity. Right?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to rebuild
I don't think any roads going to them, but whatever.
my Megalosaurus pen. And I get 3 excitement for that. But I get 2 threat. Oh, good gravy. And then I've got so many blue DNA. I could do an ankylosaur. Blue and yellow. That gives me 1 excitement and no threat. And then I can do another Triceratops for red and blue. And that gives me another excitement. And then for my final, I'll do 1 more Triceratops because I've got extra red. So
while you're thinking out loud, I'm just gonna start asking you random questions.
Yeah.
Do you like cranberry sauce?
I do.
Do you prefer like the full berry kind or the more jello?
I actually prefer the full berry, and believe it or not, Aaron, I just learned how to make cranberry orange sauce this holiday season.
Okay.
And that came out really, really well. But why do you ask about cranberry sauce?
Oh, because you said gravy again, and I thought of holiday type foods, and I thought of the fact that I could not find full berry cranberry sauce at any grocery store. The jelly was there, but like the full berry one, I just never saw it.
Wow.
Of course, I blamed it on supply chain and kept it moving, but
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Have you ever made your own?
No, that's another thing. I'm getting it out of a can or
yeah. Yeah, it's surprisingly not difficult to do. It uses whole cranberries and orange juice and some zest and sugar, but that's pretty much it. But I got a recipe from a friend of mine, and I tried it this Thanksgiving, and it went over. It was really, really good. Really good. So, yeah. Okay, I did all the buildings that I wanted to do. I did all the stuff that I wanted to do. Now we're on our final dino tour. Friends, we're on our final
dino tour.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay. Do you have any merch, Aaron?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, so go ahead and draw a die out of the bag, roll it up, and get the bonus without the threat.
I get two purple. I get a purple or two blue.
Okay.
So I bet I'm taking two blue because, yeah.
Very nice. Okay, cool. Next, we've got our rides. I've got 2 rides, so that gives me 2 excitement.
I have one ride. I get 1 excitement.
Okay, cool. And I just built 2 food stands, so I get 2 coins right now. So that goes here.
Now I can't get it. I mean, the food stand I already had is done, right? I can't get one from the one that's already there.
You get it every time here, so for every time, that's why there's the row here. So every time you launch a dino tour, you get however many check marks there are.
All right.
So there we go. So now that I've got 3 coins, do I want to do anything? Oh, I should wait. I think I'm going to wait because I was like, I can get a mascot, but I get an excitement for every merch booth. My merch booths are destroyed. So that doesn't make sense.
No,
if I have a mascot. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to just put those coins in the storage. All right, now moving on to our specialists. I've got my security chief for 1 security.
Same here.
Our tour guide gives us some roads.
Thank God. 1.
All right, and the junior scientist, you can make up to 2 dinos. But I don't know if I want to. That's the thing. I think I'm not going to because that's just going to accumulate some more threat for myself. So, are you going to make some more dinos, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna make another dino.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a Brachiosaur, assuming I have the stuff to do it, and I do.
Cool.
Oh, I'm actually drawing it in like an idiot.
Nope, I've made that mistake as well. So yeah, you don't have to draw the paddock if you have less than 4.
So I'll just complete that whole paddock and just burn the rest of those. So.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, but because the paddock has already been visited, it won't do me any
Bonuses.
real good.
I mean, you just drive through it to get to other stuff.
I'm gonna switch that up. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm actually going to get those yellow back. I'm gonna take 2 blues.
Bye. Very nice. Okay.
And then I'm gonna do 2 triceratopses.
Triceratopsi.
There you go.
Triceratopsi.
So a road that I got from one of the roads from the tour guide is used for that.
Yep.
Put a T there for that. T is for her tooth-filled mouth.
There we go. Okay.
You get that Simpsons reference? Good on you.
All right. And I don't have any of the other card specialists yet. So now we're going to go through our tour. So this tour for me is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go through some boring Triceratops and Ankylosaur and this ride that everybody else has already been through. However, they got hungry because of all their boredom. So they went through this food stop, this Brachiosaur area, this ride. Then they revisited the Megalosaur, the new and improved Megalosaur enclosure, and more DNA chose on the way out.
DNA
So they
What did
got
that say?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new attractions for
Type
5 more points of excitement. All right, Aaron, what did your final tour do?
Okay, my final tour is coming out of headquarters, and they already saw the Brachiosaur, but then they come down here to the merch shop. So that's one. They're
Okay.
going to visit the Triceratops Eye.
Mm-hmm.
For two, come down here. There's a ride for three, and then ironically, they're going to exit through the Welcome Center for four. So
Okay.
that's four, right?
Yep. And did you get to an exit?
Two actually, 7 and 10.
Okay, so you're going to pick one. So the exit is what it final like you're ending your tour. So you don't get both exits. You end your tour on an exit.
I'll end it with 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One, two.
Did you
So
get the
what?
7
So
from a last tour?
no, I just got it.
Okay.
No. But do I still count the ride as
Yeah,
a?
you still count it
Okay.
because there's a road connecting to your welcome center. Yeah.
I get. I'll take one.
Yep.
All right.
And so yeah, this food one allowed me to go out here on the 10, so I got the 10 on that one. So now we're doing all the fun stuff, all the excitement. We accumulate all of our new stuff here. So I get 1, 2 basic, and 2 advanced DNA. 1, 2, 2 advanced DNA. Doesn't matter now because we're at the end of the game pretty
Yeah,
much.
true.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 coins.
Can you
Plus,
still like hire a mascot or a jack of tricks? Can you do that something
yes,
on the
that's
way
what I'm
out?
doing right now. That's what I could do right now. So I've got 4 plus 3 in my bank is 7. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my Carnivore Coliseum because it gives me an extra some security. So I'm going to use the 4 that I've accumulated here on my excitement track plus 2 more in my storage area to build this Carnivore Coliseum because I need more security, friends.
But do you really though? Because you've already done the tour, so when something gets destroyed, will it take anything away? Or am I looking at it wrong?
It will. So I still have to accumulate my threat because right now my threat is still over my security.
Mm.
Oh, and I didn't add. So I add my security what I get from my excitement, and so I would still be short. So that one's gonna give me 2, 1, 2 from that one, and this is here, so I will cross that off for my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is accumulated. So I'm going to call it the CC, the Carnivore Coliseum. And then I get my security 1, 2, 3 here, which covers the remaining security. So now I am fully secure. But because I did not have that Carnivore Coliseum, I would have been short. So, Aaron, what bonuses did you get?
All right, I already circled 2 of the basic.
Okay.
Also, I get 2 of the other ones, the advanced. You get 1, 2, 3, 3 coins.
Okay.
So at the end of the game, what happens if you have your threat is higher than the security at the end?
So you would still go on to that that grid
Mhm.
where the skull and crossbones are. You still calculate on that, and you would still get those just the new exclamation points. You don't accumulate those together. So just the new ones that you cross off.
Oh, you lose a point for each one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was thinking I was going to purchase a mascot, but I'm not. I'm just gonna put that one into. You can allow me to pull a mulligan into the Carnivore Coliseum,
Sure.
and I say 3 coins. So then I don't think it's gonna make a difference anyway. I'm gonna make it. Yeah, it's just 3. I guess that's it. Oh, and then 1, 2, 3, 3 security. So 1,
Okay.
2, 3. But I'm still exposed by 1.
Okay, so yeah, just check off the next square on that death toll.
Yeah, 1 exclamation. So instead of, I guess, ultimately, instead of pouring money into that, what was that, 4? I'm better off just hiring a jack of all trades and then getting 4 points for that.
So you could get the 2 security
Oh,
immediately.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh no, I'm good. Cool.
There you go.
I completely blanked that. That's a huge perk.
That's better. Yep.
I think that's it.
Cool. All right, friends, we're in the end game scoring. So here we go. We will get 2 points per herbivore dinosaur into our pen. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 herbivores times 2, which gives me 14 points there. These small carnivores, I did not gather small. I just got the leaf eaters and the giants. I did not do any small carnivores. So I get no points for those.
I got 9. I did 3 of those.
Okay, very nice. And then I only have 1 megalosaur because of my other pen that got destroyed, Aaron. I actually lose those other 2 dinos. So I don't get their victory points for those. So I only have 1 now for 5 points.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. For every specialist that you have, you get 3 points for ones that you've recruited. I have only recruited the 3 basic ones, so that's 9. So you have the 3 basic ones, Aaron, plus the jack of all trades that you just got, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that should be 12 for you.
Okay, I only thought that was just the ones under the beaker. So yeah, 12. Good. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yep. Your buildings that you get are depending upon which ones that you did. So the Carnivore Coliseum gives you 2 points per large carnivore. So I unfortunately only get 2 points for that one.
The Welcome Center gives you 2 points for every enclosure.
Every enclosure that you have built. Yep.
So
very nice.
That's 4. Okay, so 4 of them, so that's 8 points.
Yep.
In my mind, even though I mentioned it, I kept thinking it was 2 points per dino, not enclosure. But it's fine.
Yeah. And I'm glad you pointed it out. It's the hexagon that makes the distinction. Yeah. The next one is every exit. So the exits that you went through with the circled star number, I have 2 of them for 14 points.
I have 2 for 18, but I can't get the 7 one because even though it's adjacent to it, nobody really went through there.
Nobody went through there. Exactly right. Yep. Next, you've got your excitement. So your excitement track that has at least 1 circle on it. So I got down to the 3rd row again. So that's 10 points.
Nice. Okay. I thought it was cumulative. Okay, so I got 6.
Yep.
Okay. I'm on my mind. I was thinking you add up each row, but that makes sense. So I got down to 6.
So, yep. So you do that. And then next you've got, if any over 61 excitement, you get an additional point, which I don't.
No, I don't have that.
Every 2 unused DNA gives you a point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 unused, so that's 6 points there.
$17. So it's 8 points.
Okay. And lose 1 victory point per death recorded on your death track, which is I believe it's the exclamation points. I don't think it's, or no, maybe it is the oh gosh, Panda's going to have to, if it's the actual I think it might be the actual boxes, if I'm not mistaken. It might be the actual boxes that are checked off.
Let me see here.
Panda, if you're still here, I think it's one per box that you have checked off.
It says lose 1 point per death recorded on your track.
So yeah, maybe that is the box. So that gets rid of all of my leftover DNA. Oh goodness. Okay. Now let's add them up. So 24, 26, 30, 49, 54 is my total there. Aaron, how did you do, my friend?
30, 56. 70.
Very nice. Congratulations, Aaron. You are the winner of Dinosaur Island Rawr Write.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe. I like this game.
Yeah, GG. GG's all around, friends. GG's in the chat. GG's in the chat.
People, it does seem a bit complex, but once you start going, it does click.
Yeah.
It does. There's a lot of iconography with it because there's a flow to how you do everything. Yeah. Get that first game under your belt, you should be good. And there's an app now we can use.
Right.
I have yet to try it, but I would like to.
I have heard there's still some kinks to work out on the app. So take that with a grain of salt when you play it.
Okay.
But I mean, like every phone app, right? You have things to expect. It's par for the course. Exactly right. It's par for the course. All right, my friends.
And that replaces the sheets entirely, even though I like sheets.
Yeah. They are double-sided, though, as you can see. The player sheets are. So you can get 2 games in on 1 sheet, which is nice.
I will do just that.
Okie doke. Aaron, do you still have time to join in Can't Stop Express, or do you need to take off, my friend?
I can still play Can't Stop Express.
Awesome. Alrighty, friends. Get your player sheets ready. I'm sure you all are been waiting to play. I will do a brief teach of this because you all should be familiar with how to play this game. If you haven't already played with me, this is a very fast roll and write game. Rolling some dice, writing some numbers, taking some sum values, doing what you can to try to get the best score. Most likely try to get into a positive score, if anything. Not necessarily the best score, especially if you're playing this for the first time. So let me get this a little bit more clear for you all so you can see. And we'll go do our transition here. All right. Can't Stop Express. So, in this game, friends, we are going to be rolling up these 6 dice. They're just standard D6 dice. We are going to be taking 2 pairs, taking 4 of the dice to create 2 pairs, and then have 1 die remaining as our 5th die value. With the 2 pairs, you're going to add the 2 numbers together and put a check mark next to what that sum value is. So here, 4 and 4 makes 8, which I would put a check mark next to the 8. The 2 and 3 make a 5. I would put a check mark next to the 5. And then finally, with my leftover 5, I would write the number 5 here on this row and put a check mark next to it. The 5th die values are your countdown clocker for the game for yourself. You have 3 different values that you can write down here on your 5th die value. However, they must be something that is visibly rolled. You can't just randomly choose, I'm going to choose 1, 2, and 6 as my 5th die. No, you have to have it be one of the options that is visibly shown on the dice. When you take your turn, you will put in this orientation, try to take pairs as much as possible with the dice that you can see visibly, as well as taking your 5th die value. Then we will roll the die and do the whole thing all over again. Each turn should take about 30 seconds, but your decisions are up to you. I'm going to roll the die this first round, talk out my choices before using the timer, but then every future turn, I am going to use the timer moving forward. Now, you will get points based upon how far on each of these rows you get to. So if I were to get only 3 check boxes on this row of 8, I would get negative 200 points. Anytime you start a row with just at least 1 checkbox, you will get minus 200 points. However, if you get up to 5 checkboxes and you reach into this center area, you will get 0 points for that row. So it will cancel out that negative 200, which is a good thing. If you get more than 5, if you get 6 through 10, you will get the number of boxes in that row multiplied by whatever the value is in column A. So let's say Aaron got really good at keeping 2s. He was able to get some values of 2s through the whole game. He got all the way up to 4 boxes over here on the 100 points. He would score 400 points for that row. That could happen. Once you have reached the completion of one of these rows in your 5th die value, that will end your game. From there, you will add all the negatives, all the positive points, and get your total score here at the bottom. One thing to remember, friends, it is just one of your rows that has to be completed on your 5th die value in order to end the game. You do not have to complete this entire grid. Another thing to note, which I have seen happen several times, if you get more than 5 check marks on this side of the column for whatever some value is, and that number keeps coming up, you can no longer take it as points for you. You can take it as an option for one of your pairs, but you don't get the ability to mark off an X on there. You've maximized the highest number of points you can get for that row, and that's it. So keep that in mind. You will notice too that the values of like 6, 7, and 8 have lower sums. So if you get points in the 7s, you would only get 30 points, whereas conversely with 2 or 12, you can get up to 100 points per. That is because if you roll 2 d6 together, you're more likely to roll 6, 7s, and 8s than you are rolling 2s and 12s. Okay? I have noticed with folks that have been playing this game, we roll around 20 turns or so, 20 to 25 turns before the end of the game. If my row ends for me, I can still keep rolling for all of you all that are playing in the chat as well. So I will keep rolling dice until everybody is done, and then we will add up our scores. Okay? Another thing to note, if one of your die values, let's say this was 2, 3, and 4 are the options that we have. And let's say 1, 5, and 6 are my 5th die values. 1, 5, and 6 are not visible on this row, meaning I don't have to take a check mark on this side. I still have to take pairs, if I can make pairs, but I don't have to take a check mark over here. So it's kind of like a freebie. That could happen. So the first 3 rolls that we do are usually going to indicate what 3 values you're going to roll as your 5th die value, but sometimes they won't. So it really just depends on what values you choose. But remember, friends, it must be something that is visible on the die faces. All right, Aaron, are you tracking with me, my friend? Did that all make sense?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Cool. You seem so laid back right now. All right, so this first roll, friends, what we're going to do is I'm going to roll them up. I'm going to lay them out here, talk through what my pairs are, but then every future roll that I do, I'll just start the timer so that way these turns can go fast. Okay, here we go. And I will also make sure to lay them out in numerical order because I have had some folks say it is better for them visually to see if they're also using dice at home to see what they look like so they can kind of help with their pairs. All right, so our first roll we've got is 1, 1, 2, 2, and 5. So, oh gosh, okay. I'm thinking right now I could do a 5 as my 5th die value and take 2 3s. So I can do a 1 plus a 2 and the other 1 plus a 2 and do 2 3s, which I think I'm going to do that way. So I'll write a 5 here as my 5th die value and cross off 2 check boxes on the row of 3s. Did that make sense, Aaron?
It does. I'm just trying to make sure I understand why you took.
So I essentially did that like this. So that would be my 5th die. Gus, what he did is he's going to take a 1 as his 5th die, and he's going to make a 4 and a 6. So he took his pairs like that. It's fun to play this on BGA because it can show you what your possible options are. That way you don't have to math it in your head.
So Gus took negative 40. He took a negative 100 total.
Currently, right now, he took 4 and 6. So he wrote down, he is sticking at negative 400 right now, yes. And right now, I'm only sitting negative 200 because I've only started 1 row.
Got it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to roll this up for next turn. And then we're going to start the timer. Okay, so we have got some small numbers and a large number. So we've got 1, 2, 2, 3, and 6. And I'll start the timer.
All right, Gus is already assuming where he's going to go. So,
Yeah.
1,200.
Okay, so I am going to, I will take a 2 as my 5th die value, and I will do the 3 and a 9. Okay. All right, and that is time. Roll the next one. Aaron, you doing okay?
No. I spent too much time figuring out what I wanted to do.
So this is our new one. 2, 2, 3, 3, and 6. All right, so I will take a 3 as my next 5th die value. I will do the 9 and a 4. Oh, and I didn't even start the timer on that one. All right. Let's talk it out, Aaron. What do you see on here? What are you thinking?
I mean, I can see that you're going for obviously the least, the spread that gives you the least number of points per turn.
I'm also trying to start the least number of rows, if possible. Because the more rows that I start, the more negative points I get.
I guess I'm wondering why you didn't take 2 3s, a 4, and then do 6 as your 5th row.
Oh, so you're saying if I did the like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have done that, but I also could see that I have a 9 that I've already started as well. So instead of starting 2 new rows of a 4 and a 6, I only started 1 new row by creating the 4. But I mean, in later turns, it could push my hand so that I have to start more rows because I can't help it, you know?
Let me tell you, this is much more complicated than Dinosaur Island Rawr Write. A whole nother level of complexity.
I guarantee you though, friend, if we played this more times, especially on BGA, it would come to you. I have played this so many times, so I think for me it comes second nature, but I totally get it that this game could be considered complex for those that are just looking at it. All right, new roll. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So I'm going to start the timer this time here. So now I have to take one of those because I have 3 fifth die values claimed. Aaron, I have to take one of those as my fifth die value because they're visible on this roll.
You mean one of the 5? Like
correct? Yeah.
You take both of the 5s or just one?
I just take one. So I would take this out like this. So I would take it as the 5 over here, and then I have these remaining dice to make my pairs. Which right now I see I can make 2 7s.
You can go into the 9 too. Then it'd be 9, 3, 2.
So that way, so I would take it. I could take it like that, a 9 and a 5, because remember you have to pair the remaining 4 dice.
Yeah.
But what I ended up doing is I ended up doing it like this. I took it as 2 7s with the 5. All right, here we go.
You know, while we're playing Dinosaur Island, I have to ask you how you felt about the new Dinosaur World sequels.
The Dinosaur World sequel? You mean talk about the Legacy game?
No, the movies.
I liked them. I liked them. They were all right.
Yeah,
they're all right. I mean, yeah. It's not terrible. There have been sequels that have come out that I'm like, why did you make this movie?
Matrix. Yes.
But all right, our new one, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our new choices. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, Chris Pratt was fine. It was silly. Yeah, it was silly fun.
Off.
And I think that's kind of what Jurassic Park originally was supposed to be, was kind of like a silly horror movie, but they ended up like being more horror driven, I think, because of the age that I watched it originally as a kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was more traumatized by it, but now like looking back at it, I could see like the silliness in the horror, I guess, if that makes sense.
I'm going to date myself because I think when Jurassic Park came out, I think I was in like the 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I was
but those elements were
definitely in elementary school when that came out. So. All right. Well, dang it.
So, okay. So the 5 or the 6, no, well, the 5 or the 3 has to go into your 5th. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's terrible.
Which one though?
That's terrible. I have to do that. So I have to take the 5 because I want to use the 3 as a 5th dot as a pair so I can make a 3 and 1 to make a 4. But then I would do a 6 and a 4 to make 10. So unfortunately I have to start a new row. Because if I took the 3, I would have to do like 5 and 11 or 6 and 10, which is multiple rows that I don't want to start. So, yeah. Gus says he was somewhere around the same age. He saw the original Jurassic Park 3 times in the theater.
Wow.
So yeah. Alrighty, here we go.
I probably saw multiple times too. It was a big deal. It was a big movie. So.
It was. Are there any movies that you're looking forward to coming up in this year, Aaron?
Why is it just escaping me? There's a bunch. I mean, you have the new Doctor Strange coming out. I want to see that. I think John Wick, the 4th John Wick, is not until next year.
Okay.
Yeah. All the MCU stuff I want to see.
Right?
I can't
Yeah.
think of anything else now, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm just there's nothing really that's like catching my eye, unfortunately. There's more TV that I want to watch this year
Well,
on
there's nothing.
streaming
Hey, that's
stuff.
okay. There's been a
Uh
lot of good stuff on streaming services. So,
yeah,
did you watch
so
8-Bit Christmas?
no. What is
That's
that?
on HBO Max.
Okay. Okay.
It's a Neil Patrick Harris plays a dad who's telling his daughter a story about how he got his first, how he got the Nintendo in the early '80s,
Okay.
mid to late '80s. It was very endearing. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. I like MPH, so I'll check that out. 8-Bit Christmas. Okay. Here's our new roll, friends. We've got 1, 3, 4, 4, and 5. So this time I'm going to do I will do the 5 again because I could take a 4.
I have to do 5 here, which is not really what I
4
want.
and an 8.
Um,
Yeah, did you know that Neil Patrick Harris has designed a couple board games?
I did not, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I did. His
Okay.
latest one that he had was called Box One. It was kind of like a escape room game, and it incorporated a phone
Oh, that's
app.
the one I saw in Target. I used to see those.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I would have liked it more, but if there was more like different elements, I think there was a lot of glam behind it. You know, you got Neil Patrick Harris money going into a board game, so
Yeah,
you
style
know
over
how
substance.
how that would work. But yeah. So anyway, all right, new roll, friends. 1, 5, 5, 5, and a 6. Oh, good gravy. So I have to take a 5.
This isn't good.
And I'm doing a 10 and a 7.
I gotta start a bunch of crap now. I don't want this. This is bad. Very bad. Very bad.
Makes you have to take interesting decisions in this game.
Yeah. I, mm,
Yeah.
what did I take? I took the 10.
All right. I got to roll them up. Keep them going.
All right, Gus. 1,200. I'm there.
Okay, we've got 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. All right, so I could take a 2 or a 3. Yeah, I'll take the 2 this time and do a 7 and an 8. 7 and an 8. All right. So friends, if you're still hanging out with us, let us know in the chat who you would like us to go and raid into after this as we're wrapping up the stream. Thank you so much to everybody that's hanging out for this gaming session with my new guest, Aaron. Hopefully you have enjoyed your time here, Aaron, that I have not burned your brain with all these decisions on creating dino parks.
No, this has been fantastic. I've wanted to learn how to play that game, and I like solo games too, so I can play it with myself, or should my family indulge me, play it with them.
Yeah, I think there are AI cards in that game too that you can play the solo mode with.
Yeah.
So,
That's
very
good stuff.
cool.
I wish it didn't take us as long, because I know the game is probably a bit shorter, but we get to teach them.
Yeah, but I appreciate you like willing to walk through the teach and everything, because I'm sure there's other folks that were interested in the game as well. So, more learning for everyone. All right, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3.
Okay, so I took a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna take the 3 because I can do double 3s here.
I wish I took the 3.
There we go. Gus says he's at negative 1,000 only because I got a ton of 9s. So got to 0 with that row. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's quite a lot. Okie doke. Next roll. I don't know why. Do you ever do this, Aaron, when you're using like a dice tray or a dice tower? Do you like shuffle the dice within your hands first before you throw them in?
Always. It's just.
I don't know why. I always have to like shuffle them and then toss them in. Like if that little extra is gonna do any different.
Oh no, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
1, 4, 5, 6, 6 is our new roll.
Can I use? I can't use two. I can't use two of anything in the fifth. Just one single die in the fifth, right?
Correct. Yep. You can't combine.
So I'll take this.
So I gotta do 10 and 7.
All right, negative 1 million. Got it.
There we go. Here we go. New one. Okay, new roll. We've got 1, 4, 4, 5, 6. Oh, man. My game is ending super fast. Gosh. So I've got 7 and 8 I got to do because I have to take that 5. 7 and 8. Okay. Next roll. I need to get some 2s and 3s in here. 2s and 3s. All right, I see a 3 at least. Oh, and there's a 2. Okay.
Okay, Gus is over here showing off. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know.
You're showing off, Gus.
We got a large straight here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll take that.
I'll do the 2, 4, and 9. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how folks can like accumulate their points like while it's going because I do all this on the paper, but I think on some PDFs it'll calculate it for you, which is nice. Ah, he's using Excel on there. Very nice. Okay, almost a large straight again. We've got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 as our new one. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, I'll take the 3. No. Yeah, I'll take the 3. And do... Oh, gosh. 5 and 3. Oh, no. All right. Time. That was not a good roll for me. That was not a good roll for me. I don't know how it was for you, Aaron.
I've had worse, trust me. No new rolls or anything.
Whew.
Another, oh, okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 is our new roll. So I'll do a 5 Oh gosh, a 5 and an 11. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Okay. Oh, good gravy. If I get one more 5, not any 2s and 3s, then I am out. My game is ended. Okay, again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take the 2 and I'll do 10 and 8. If I could at least get to the neutral zone, that'll be fine. I'll be fine if that could happen. It'll be fine.
That wasn't too bad. I got 5 and 9 on that one. So yeah, I got to the neutral zone.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm at 1 million points. I'm doing all right. Take
1
that,
million?
Gus.
Still? You're still at 1 million?
Make it 100. Can I just, Gus? Can I have my little victory?
Let Aaron have this one, Gus. He hasn't played before. Victory.
I'm feeling good. I'm under 1,000. It's like, I'm negative. So,
all right, here we go, friends.
Oh,
4s and a bunch of 6s. So
this is horrible.
In this case, Aaron, since I don't have either of those numbers as my 5th die, I can do this as a free turn. So I could take 2 pairs just as a free turn. However, that's bad because I have to take a 10 and a 12, which means I start a new row. So I don't have to put anything over here, but I still have to mark pairs over here.
Oh, this 12 is really going to hurt.
Oh, this is really going to hurt.
Yeah.
All right, and turn. Time to roll them up again.
One, 2, 5.
Oh gosh, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again.
All right.
Okay. I will take a 2 so I could do double 9s here. Getting to the neutral zone. Very nice. Backtracking. Gus is backtracking. He's higher in the negatives now.
It's getting kind of crazy.
Getting kind of crazy.
Getting kind of crazy. Right. Uh-oh. I'm rocking back and forth. You know what that means?
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
Nothing.
You know what that means? Nothing.
He's building up to something. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's nothing. All right. 1, 2, 2, 2, and a 4.
Hey, look at that. Whew.
Well, I've got to take a 2, though.
Gotta take that 2 for the 5th. 6.
So a 3 and a 6. No. 5 and 4. That's what I got to do.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's getting down to it. I don't think I picked very good numbers for these 5th die rolls here. Even though I had a freebie, it had me start a whole new row.
So you said if none of the 5 dice are in your 5th, you just get to just pick 2 pair and that's it?
Yep.
Nice. That has yet to happen.
But hypothetically, if it were. 3, 4, 4, 4, and a 6.
So if you can't fit one of your 5th die in and it's there, you're done?
Yes, only on one of the rows. It doesn't have to be the whole grid. Yep.
Oh.
So I've got
you've been rolling a lot of 6s. So
yeah.
Why did I put 6 in there?
So yeah, so if I have to take another 5 or another 2, then my game would end.
Yeah, if I've taken, yeah, if I were, oh, wait a minute, game over. I'm over? I, oh, I filled up my 6s. I thought it was when you had to put in an additional one.
Nope, when you fill in completely here, so this would be your final turn if you filled all the 6 row over
Oh,
here.
yeah, I'm done.
Yep, you're done on
This
that one.
message is now self-destructing, so yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Tangipoo says they feel like you're doing secretly well, though, Aaron.
I wish you were right, Tangy Poo. I wish you were right.
Giving you some confidence there. That's nice. Encouragement, if you will. That was a 4. 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6. I think Gus and I are still going on this one. I have to take a 3 here because I don't want to be out. So I'll do double 10. Awesome. Okay. Gus, let me know if you're still in. Gus is still alive. If anyone else is still playing, let me know in the chat. And then we can keep going here.
Not me.
That was very Homer Simpson-esque. Alrighty. 1, 2, 2, 5, 6. Okay, this is my final one. This is my final. Okay, let's see. What do I do? I will take the 2 and take 2 7s here. Oh, and I didn't even start the timer. Oh, well. Gus, are you still in? And anyone else still in? I could keep rolling dice for you all, but if not, then I will go ahead and do the end game score for myself. I will go ahead and start. All right, Gus is done. Okay, so scoring how it is here. I did not start any of my 2s, so I don't get any points there. I got the 3s up to this one box, so 1 times 70 is 70 points there. I got to the neutral zone on 4s, so I got 0. The 5s, I did not get into the neutral zone, so that's negative 200. The 6s, I did not start. The 7s, I got 1, 2, 3 on this side, times 30 is 90 points. 8s, I got into the neutral. 9s, I got into the neutral. 10s, I got 1, 2, 3 times 60 is 180. 11s, I did not. And 12s, I did not. Oof. All right, so I got negative 600 on this side, plus a positive. Let's see, 160, 260, 340. Comes down to negative 260 points for me for my final score. Woo! Gus got positive 180. Aaron, how did you do?
Negative 720.
Okay.
Did not do well.
That is okay. For your first time playing it on my stream when you have the pressure of the timer and everything, that's not bad. That's not bad. And hi, Slivers! Thank you so much for stopping in and saying hello. We are wrapping up the stream right now. I want to say thank you to Aaron, my wonderful guest. Please give him a follow on GameEnthuse.com. Do you have anything coming up, Aaron? Any reviews or stuff that folks can be checking out?
Not for the next week or so.
Okay.
We will be doing our video game of the year podcast a little bit late next week, next Thursday.
Okay.
And a week or 2 after that, we'll be doing a board game of the year podcast as well. So those will be coming up.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So we've got, please give a follow there on Aaron's link for GameEnthuse.com. You can go ahead and do that. And thanks, Gus, for the play always. Next week, friends, I've got some stuff on the docket. I think I'm going to do some more crafting on Monday. It's been a little while since I've crafted. I have a couple minis that I'm going to be doing some painting, I think. Mini painting is always kind of a nice little chill stream, and people like to hang out and do some stuff. And then Wednesday, I think I'm going to get some new things to the table. I got some stuff in from Kickstarter, which is really exciting to see if I can get a gameplay of that, or do something from my haul from PAX U, because I got quite a few games. As I'm sure you did, Aaron. I did see your review video from PAX. So that was really cool to check out.
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of stuff. When you had the luxury of driving to and from the convention, I had to stick all mine in a suitcase on a plane. So
yeah, that's the only reason it was possible, because I drove. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So so this was quite the adventure to see all this stuff kind of in my suitcase as I'm like coming home and throwing things, out of my suitcase and being like, oh gosh, I got all these board games here. So fairly, very nice.
Yeah, if you have anything that's on both of our lists, it needs to be played and it's camera friendly,
I will let you know. So I've gotten, oh gosh, we could do, there's so many. I just updated my BGG game collection list. So that might be something that would be easier for us to check off like off stream, and we can kind of cross promote and do things. But yes, I would love to have you on stream again, Aaron, if you are up for that.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was really great. Oh, Tanchipoo says they would like to go to PAX U next year. They are in New York City, so that is not far at all from you.
Ooh.
So yeah. And oh my gosh, hey, Benita K, just popping in. Hello, Benita K. We are getting ready to go on to a raid, friends. So who shall we raid? There are quite a few board gamers that I just saw pop on right now. And thanks, Love Meeples, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hope all is well in the Canada. Yeah, Benita's like, I know you too, Aaron. So I see we've got Meeple Grande is on. We've got Panic is on. We've got a video game streamer named Carpy89. She's playing Kenna Bridge of Spies, which is Bridge of Spirits, I think it's called.
That's a fun game.
That is a fun one. And you know what? Maybe we'll do that. Let's do that, friends. Let's head you over to, since Aaron does gaming reviews in video game and board games, let's have you go over to Carpy. She is...
And Mind Games. I play those too.
Yeah. She's a very kind person. Give her all the love and the emotes in the chat, friends. Be kind to yourself. Play all your board games. And until next time, I will see you all later. Thanks again, Aaron.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.